in the beginning, they just don't say anything. They just try to keep it going for as long as they can. Then the next level is to kind of say, you're mistaken, we're monitoring. The next level was to say, well, we don't know what this is exactly. It may be just normal, but we know it's no threat. They know that, though, they claim. And then the next level becomes the demeaning, the diminishing, the coming up with all kinds of wild things here that are associated with that. So into this scene, playing right into their handstand. Look, I'm not a hack, so I'm gonna give you this part. Wading into all this is our old buddy Doug Mastriano. And Doug Mastriano puts up on Twitter what he says is a drone from a crash in California, giant drone. Here, it's a Star Wars replica of something that was going on. And oh man, now, here we go. They have public enemy number one, the village idiot here, and they're going to slaughter everyone with Doug Mastriano. This is where the strategy will go now. So you got to be careful with this stuff as far as not getting ahead of it. But Kirby yesterday set me off to just new levels as far as this smugness. Here is Dandy Hab 12. Here's Representative Jim Himes, another cocky guy. He thinks it's teen boys flying Walmart drones. I may cut this at a certain point. Democrat Jim Himes, here's what he said.
Do you think the government actually knows what they're dealing with here?
Yeah, Jackie, there's a lot of us who are pretty frustrated right now. The answer we don't know is not a good enough answer. When people are anxious, when they're nervous, and this has been true, since we've been a species on this planet, people will fill a vacuum with, their fears and anxieties and conspiracy theories. And, oh, my God, there's an Iranian mothership hovering off the coast of Asbury Park, or it's the Russians or it's the Chinese. And so my frustration is that the FAA in particular, which is the agency of jurisdiction for our domestic skies, ought to be out, Saturday morning saying, let us show you a picture of the number of aircraft, commercial and private and military, that go over New Jersey in any 24-hour period. And when people see that, they'll be like, oh, my God, I cannot believe how many aircraft. And then the FAA should say, we've got about 800,000 registered drones in this country, and there's probably several million more that aren't registered. And, so just putting information out there to fill that vacuum would be helpful. So we haven't seen that, and so as a result, you got Senator Andy Kim going out with the state police in New Jersey, filling that vacuum, hopefully with truth. Now, let me say something that I know with.
All right, then he goes on to talk about the teenage boys flying Walmart drones. Here is the Kirby cut, though. This is 15 now. This is the money from last night, when he says hobbyist. That's the thing that got me.
John, do you think this
you've
has
already
been
played
blown
this
out
one,
of
Dan?
proportion?
I didn't hear the hobbyist. That's why I... Okay. All right. The hobbyists are the issue here. When I heard that language... So here's Dana Bash. This is cut 17. And she's talking about Trump now. She brings Trump into this, and she tries to make the point that somehow or another, what Trump is saying, she's getting the real story from the Biden administration.
Thanks, Elaine. I just want to go back before I get to you, Daniel. I'm going to do a little Daniel Dale right now and say that while the president-elect was speaking and saying what you just played, alleging that the government knows, suggesting that there is something nefarious going on and that he knows that, I was texting with a senior administration official who said that they did an interagency briefing on this yesterday, and they were told that it is a mix of fixed wing aircraft with pilots, commercial drones, law enforcement replacing old police choppers, and recreational. Nothing anomalous found. 1 million registered drones in the U.S., 8,000 in the sky every day. So that is what the administration is saying on the drones. There's so much more to talk about, but because he weighed in and leaned into and explicitly said that President Biden knows what's going on here, and that he suggested he wasn't even interested in going to Bedminster, his his club in New Jersey, because that's where most of them were. It's important to say what the current administration, who has the active people looking at this, are saying.
Man, the lack of curiosity, Dana, there, that the smugness of it is just incredible. So that's it. That's what the story is. They're replacing these old police choppers. That's the line that jumped out at me. So we have hobbyists and old police choppers, according to Dana Bash, among others out there. That's what we're seeing. All right, we're going to hear from several people today who don't buy this. Why all of a sudden? Why is it all of a sudden? What triggered this that people are looking at it? And the biggest thing yesterday was Kirby saying they've had 5,000 reports. They run them all down. There's nothing there. It's just the usual stuff. That's a lie. There's no way this incompetent administration, even if they were competent, is running down these 5,000, his number, 5,000 scattered reports, and then saying we feel with absolute confidence there's nothing here that needs a further look. We've run these. We disqualified these. That's preposterous. All right, so 855-839-1210. Jim Garrity, a guy that I really like, raises the question today at the National Review about a dirty bomb that's been speculated. And he runs down in a thoughtful way why we shouldn't be going down that path at this point, kind of putting a dimmer on Christmas. And I agree with him. You know, we're not going to be talking about dirty bombs until there is something more to see there, that's what they may be concerned about. But this mayor of Belleville we're trying to get on was on Good Day New York. We played it for you. He's widely respected. I don't even know which part he is. And he talked about this missing radioactive material. Now, he didn't say dirty bomb. He didn't say anything else. But is that the concern? Why suddenly is the question we'd ask John Kirby. You know, all this stuff, if we just show you maps, you'd be amazed at what's up there. So all of a sudden, you think people panicked here? No, this is different. The types of sightings that we're seeing are different. Some people may panic and call in stuff that's the usual stuff. We get that. But there are enough unexplained and enough people that are not going to be pushed around on this. So this is where we are, and you can just hear with some of the media, they're willing stooges, in this case, Dana Bash, for working the side, the Biden people. As soon as Trump is involved here, then this takes another turn. All right, we have, let me give you the side question. We'll take your calls coming up. We have an exciting race going on here between Scott of Mount Laurel, who the last I checked is caller of the year, has pulled ahead of Robert of Ben Salem. By my calculations, there's only a little bit of time left. How many minutes approximately, Dan, do you think we have?
I think about 18 minutes left to head on over to Dom Show 1210 on Twitter to make your vote.
Yeah, make your vote now. This is a Final Four match. Two of the all-time great callers, Scott of Mount Laurel, Robert of Ben Salem, 18 minutes at Dom Show 1210. It's still going to be pulled out. It's not overwhelming, but Scott has taken a nice lead here.
Surprising, because Robert had that quick lead.
Yes,
I think it was 10 votes straight out of the gate, right?
Yeah, the late arriving here. And, of course, a little bit later on, it gets to our side question today. Once we decide this, we will open up the match of Joe versus Joe. Joe of Exton versus Joe from Columbus. I usually say from Columbus, not of Columbus, like Joe of Exton. And we're looking for all-time Joes, Josephines, real or fictional, Joels, and Giuseppes. So I'm going to take off the board G.I. Joe, probably the most famous that I could think of. And kind of preempting Joe of Exton maybe, Giuseppe Verdi, the great composer. All right, Henry, do you have one?
I do. I have two here. I'm going to take off famed quarterback Joe Montana.
Oh, that's a good one.
Used to be seen as the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, he's definitely still up there in the conversation. And then the other one I'm going to take off is famed actor Joe Montana.
Oh, okay. Yeah, who we've had. That's a pretty nice play. We've had him on several times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, around the time of Memorial Day, I think it is.
Oh, nice.
Because of he and Gary Sinise do that big event on the mall. Or is it July 4th? One of those.
Okay.
Yeah. Dan, how about yours?
I'm going to first take off. Behind us, you hear the great Jimi Hendrix tune, Hey Joe. I don't know who Joe is, but Joe sang about, so why don't we take off Joe and Hey Joe? And Dom, how about Joe Gatto? You know who that is?
Mm-hmm. No.
It's Joe from the Impractical Jokers, the one that left,
yes.
and then every time you tune in now, the show's terribly cringeworthy.
Yeah.
It's because Joe's no longer there. I miss Joe so much. He needs to go back to the Tenderloins, the Impractical Jokers.
Didn't know if that was still on. Okay.
Oh,
It's
it is.
Channel
It's,
85 or something.
Yeah.
True TV.
Yes.
It's really lost its luster, right, Henry, since Joe's gone?
Yeah.
I honestly haven't watched too much since
Yeah.
I
No,
left.
it's bad.
All right. 855-839-1210. Here's what your all-time Joe at the end of your call. It's all on the call. Make your point with it. Coming up, a new poll that says clearly young Americans think that CEO assassination was acceptable. They're the only demographic that thinks that. We'll give you that coming up here on Talk Radio 1210.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
Here's another great reason to use the United States Postal Service this season. When sending a package, why venture outside? Ship with USPS for a true holiday ride. Want to stay cozy and warm? There's no need to roam. With free package pickup and labels printed from home. We have over 600,000 employees always in motion. And before you know it, your gift has delivered emotion. Spread the holiday joy this season with USPS's Enhanced Network. Learn more at USPS.com/holidayride.
This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Do you know when the best time to buy investment properties is? It's now. It's always now. You just need to learn how to buy them correctly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night and learn how to buy investment properties and make money every time. That's right. That's what we teach. We teach how to buy investment properties and make money every time. Go to investorschooling.com and RSVP right now. Take a class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Don't go through life ignorant about how to become a millionaire. Learn how to invest in real estate, the stock market, precious metals, and learn from an expert. At Investor Schooling, we teach these things and more. We only provide education, and we will teach you how to leverage real estate, how to leverage the stock market, and how to leverage precious metals to make more money than you've ever made before. Go to investorschooling.com and take a complimentary class this Thursday. We will see you there, investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
With so much uncertainty in the world today, you may find yourself wondering, is now even the right time to retire?
And so many people are waiting, and those folks are going to be waiting a really long time, I hate to say, because there's no perfect time. The market is always unpredictable and volatile.
Fortunately, Jim Cipriotti has been helping get people to, through, and beyond retirement for over 25 years. Each week, he wants to help give you that freedom to retire. Listen to Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti, Saturday mornings at 9 and Sunday afternoons at 5 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Calling on Blackwood to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Oh, one of Rose's all-time favorites, Joe Cocker. She saw him at one of those upstate Pennsylvania colleges. I'll remember it potentially.
Utica? That's New York, isn't it?
Yeah, no, Shippensburg. No, not Shippensburg.
One of those
it's
Erie?
No, it's straight up the line with us, and always recognized him. Back in the day when he first broke on, because of the voice, the distinctiveness of it was incredible. So we're looking for all-time Joes, Josephines, Joels, things of that nature, real or fictional. Now, you heard where we are. We're trying to get this mayor on. He just waddles into Good Day New York and starts talking about missing radioactive material. Tut-tut from Dana Bash and the smug John Kirby. And what this whole thing proves, we've been saying this for a while, is if the federal government just doesn't want to do something, they clamp down, they just go into this mode, then these people are very reluctant or unable to do anything. Now, Phil Murphy, yesterday with the media, and we're looking for the sound of it, I'm not sure if it's just what newspaper reporters are like, told people in New Jersey to calm down, take a breath. You arrogant clown. I mean, do your job here. Your job is to press the envelope on this, to push, to throw your weight around, to threaten them with something, to use some leverage, some way, some law, something. That's what you ought to be doing, to take one of these down so that we see what the heck's going on. Your job is not to tell us to sit there and basically take a breath, be calm, and all that. All right? So we'll see if the mayor, if this whole the radioactive material, no one is saying dirty bomb. He didn't say that. But I think his implication is this is a methodology maybe to search for that, to take a precaution. And that may be why we're starting to see a flurry of this, as opposed to they have great fear of a dirty bomb. I don't think the guy said that. He looks pretty buttoned up to me. As much as, why all of a sudden? Stop lecturing us about, you'll put up on maps, John Kirby. People would be amazed how many were flying over there before. People know that. They're not dumb. Why all of a sudden then? Why all of a sudden are we seeing these reports? Well, it must be some Trump or talk radio or somebody, and then people start to run with it. It's conspiracy, disinformation, misinformation.
So I have the event status report from the nrc.gov about this particular lost material.
Yeah.
And this following information was provided by the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection via email. Quote, the licensee reported to NJDAP on December 3rd, 2024, that a GE68 pin source that they sent for disposal has been lost in transit on December 2nd, 2024. The source is an Eckert & Ziegler model HEGL0132 with current approximate activity of 0.267 MCI. Shipping container arrived at its destination damaged and empty. The licensee has filed a claim with the shipper. If the source is not located within 30 days, the licensee will follow up with a full written report to include root causes and corrective actions. New Jersey event ID report number to determine this material event contains less than Cat 3 level of radioactive materials. Sources that are less than Cat 3 sources are either sources that are very unlikely to cause permanent injury to individuals or contain a very small amount of radioactive material that would not cause any permanent injury. That's been out there for a little bit in the conspiracy theory forums, but a lot of people questioning whether or not the report itself is accurate as to how much has been lost. But the official report says that the stuff that was lost in transit was not enough to do any kind of serious damage, allegedly.
Well, okay, but I wonder, it seems to coincide with this heightened number of drones that are involved.
100%.
That's the point.
Yeah,
so
the timing is very questionable.
Yeah, so there's no sense of saying, oh, we got a dirty bomb, Merry Christmas. That's irresponsible. That's what they want you to believe. And I'll say it again, goofballs like Doug Mastriano. I stand on record. I called it when it looked like it was going to want. Some of you still went ahead and voted for him. We don't need guys like Doug Mastriano here as candidates. They can stay in the Republican Party in their little niche. Stay out of the way. He's up there on Twitter, and he is still a state senator. And, of course, they say he was the nominee, and they go down Broadway to slur all of us that are trying calmly, Phil Murphy, to get to the bottom of this. But this report that the mayor talked about coincides with what appears to be a heightened number of drones that might be trying to track this. Who knows? And again, I'd love to get John Kirby on the show. The smugness, just this guy, look, he's a lot better than the French woman, but he thinks he really just has the media under his control, telling us they looked at 5,000 incidents or reports and they run them all down. That's impossible. That's impossible even for a driven administration, let alone an administration that's clearly been on fumes all 4 years. They haven't run those down. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to take some of these incidents like Mastriano or people on Twitter trying to make a name saying wild stuff to debunk all this. It's not working. The only problem is we don't have players in the right spots here. Trump isn't president yet. Murphy is the governor in New Jersey. So you don't have any executive action. I'm not sure if Shapiro has actually sent up helicopters as he said he would in Pennsylvania. We have Jeff Van Drew. We have Mike Testa who's coming on. I mean, these people are pushing at the state level and congressional, but they don't have the levers of power. They don't have the information. And they're basically telling us they're going to ride this out. And they're getting more smug as we go. And that's smug Dana Bash. They're recycling police choppers. How many police choppers have been taken out of commission? Suddenly in December this year.
Randomly flying them.
Yeah, they're flying. And the
patterns,
hobbyists.
yeah.
Let's see the drone count. When he said, and hobbyists, we have people terrorized here, and this guy's calling them hobbyists that are out there. Where are people that have urgency and want to stop this and put this to rest? They're non-existent, or when they exist, they don't have a power base. Where's Mayor Pete? All right, let's go to Gary in Newtown. He's in on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Gary, welcome in.
Thank you, Dom. Thank you very much. I'm smelling a 2020 type too big to rig election here where a friend of mine had 10 votes going in, 100%, and now all of a sudden he's losing. Is that crazy, or what happened overnight? We got a hockey stick thing going on?
Well, we'll have to check. We'll have to check with Twitter. That's all I can say.
Twitter?
Yeah.
Twitter? Oh, man. By the way, it was a really, really tough Friday night. I barely walked home from the bar, but I'm over it now.
All right, good. Who's your Joe?
Drowned his sorrows.
Who's your Joe?
I'm gonna go with the only Joe that has his own emoji, Joe Cool. And may I add one more thing?
Sure.
Is it okay for somebody to vote for somebody that doesn't listen to the show? Because I hope not.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. If they don't listen, they shouldn't be voting. Okay.
Well,
I keep,
Well, you can't control it. But
Right, I can't control it here. Yeah.
I'm not against, campaigning and such.
No,
I'm
not against it. People can do that. It's hard to tell who's doing what. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you can still vote though, right? We're closing, or is it over? I'm not sure.
No, you got 3 minutes left. At
3
Dom Show
minutes left.
1210.
At Dom Show 1210.
First of the final four
Those
matchups.
ballots.
Yes, at Dom Show 1210, and then we'll announce coming up. Right, we'll give you the result, and then we'll give you the next matchup, which really is going to be intriguing, and that's why the two Joes today is the side question. But Nick Sorter is coming up, investigative journalist. We first met him when he was the guy in East Palestine. If you remember, we had him on multiple times going into Hazard's Way. Then he was in North Carolina bringing Starlink to the victims of the hurricanes. Now he's on this Jersey drone story. It's got a lot of good information on it, and I think good judgment on it. And again, it's clear some radioactive material is missing. That ought to be addressed. They can put it into context. They can talk about it. We're trying to get this mayor on who brought it up on New York TV today. But 5,000 they've investigated? No way. 855-839-1210. That's how you get in. Hey, happy holidays to all. It's a perfect time to talk about Rescue Natural Supplements and their Deck the Hall sale. Right now, you can save up to 78% off exceptional natural supplements for every area of your health, from essentials like omega-3s, probiotics, to cholesterol support, natural pain relief, and more. And the best part, over a dozen health-boosting rescue products are marked down under $20. So get started or stock up today. Call 800-26-ALIVE, 800-262-5483. Speak to a rescue product consultant or shop online at res-q.com. res-q.com. With Rescue, you can reinforce your immune system, boost energy, and reach your health goals. Again, there's no code needed to save up to 78% site-wide. So get a head start on your health. Visit res-q.com. Do it today.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Buy low, sell high. It's a cardinal rule of investing. With the market near record highs, you need a proven system that protects what you have earned without sacrificing opportunity for growth.
Jim O'Neill, Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. With the stock market at record highs, I would recommend taking your money and put it into a crash-proof retirement system. This year, I have earned over 14%, and it can't be taken away.
Gail Schlosser, and I started with Crash-Proof Retirement in 2016. I'm getting great returns, up to 12 to 15%, and it's not going to dwindle away in the stock market.
Regina Kukulski, Langhorne. This year, I earned 10.5% interest. I feel really good looking at that because it's not money I lost.
Dolores Queen, Hatboro, Pennsylvania. We have outperformed the market this year, and when we earn 14%, it's ours to keep.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at the Copperfield Inn on January 22nd. 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Dawn Stensland here. You may have heard I've fallen in love again with Italia. Now I know why Italy is the most revisited country in the world. Join me next spring on the Italian Riviera. Lorenzo and Romina, yes, will be back with us once again. Conservative Tours has crafted an itinerary that is sure to enchant us. Tuscany, the Riviera, the Northern Italian Lakes region, Cinque Terre, and dining events you'll write home about. $53.78. Yes, that includes your airfare. Pisa, Michelangelo's Florence, and the fashion capital of Milan. Call toll-free 888-733-9494 or go to conservativetours.com. Luxury hotels, a Mercedes coach, and a tour leader who is absolutely the best. That is Conservative Tours in Italy. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Charming Siena, home to Il Palio, the medieval Manhattan, San Gimignano, Medina, Lake Como, Vernazza. Join me next spring in Italy. I'll see you in Portofino.
At PGW, safety is essential to delivering clean, reliable natural gas to Philadelphia homes and businesses. If you smell gas, call PGW at 215-235-1212. Weather sponsored by Budget Blinds.
A milder air mass has returned to the Delaware Valley today. We'll have clouds giving way to some sunshine this afternoon, high around 60. Tonight, mostly clear and chilly, low 39 for the city, colder out in the suburbs, and increasing clouds on Wednesday, some rain developing late with a high 52.
It's the holiday season. Budget Blinds is your one-stop for blinds, shades, shutters, custom drapery, and motorization. Visit budgetblinds.com for a free in-home consultation and the only no-questions-asked warranty in the business. Schedule your holiday consultation. Ask about their special radio offer.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
All right, good Tuesday, everyone. It's Tom Giordano's show. One of our favorites started in East Palestine. Remember that, the train derailment. Nick Sorter there on the ground almost immediately. And then he continued with Starlink, bringing the hookup to it anyhow, in North Carolina, the hurricane sites. And he's always on our radar, and he's had a lot to say about the drone situation in New Jersey. Independent journalist Nick Sorter with us on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Nick, welcome back to Philadelphia.
Appreciate you having me, Dom.
Well, always welcome. You're always on the cutting edge of this stuff. So, Nick, we've seen Kirby. We've seen now Dana Bash last night talked about a lot of retiring police helicopters are up there. They're testing out the new ones. What's the latest where this goes in your mind?
Well, I mean, everything that comes out of John Kirby's mouth, you can pretty much just assume the opposite is the truth. It's been that way since he was in the Obama administration as well. Nothing has changed with that. He's a joke. His job is to get on TV and lie to you because this administration thinks that you are stupid. You and everyone listening to this show, and they think that we're just going to eat up all their lies because they got away with it for so long. They were able to get away with that stuff during the Obama administration in particular because, the media ends up just being a lapdog for these guys. And luckily, people have woken up and they're literally being told that things that they're seeing in the sky don't exist. And as days go by, you notice that John Kirby has to walk back further and further and further because initially they said, it's not happening, your eyes are lying to you. And then they said, well, it's happening and, but we know whose they are, they're legal. And so there was a complete 180 within a period of about 3 days. What more do we not know yet?
Well, I think yesterday he told us there's 5,000 reports, give or take, and they've investigated all of them. Flat out, preposterous lie. This administration, 5,000 reports. I mean, you're a guy that checks things out. You couldn't do more than 3 or 4 with all the resources in the world, and they don't want to check them out on top of it. So how in the world are these all debunked? So, Nick, the radioactive part, we don't want to be too wild on this, but the mayor of this Bellevue, New Jersey, on New York TV this morning talked about on December 2nd this cargo, maybe a low level of radioactive material, but it was missing and the cargo tube that it was in was damaged, and they have 30 days to return it or there's going to be a report. This starts to get into, well, maybe that's why they're searching for this.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you saw this, but there was a man that started going viral because he is a government drone manufacturer, and he made like a 6-minute. I've never watched a 6-minute TikTok video in my life until I started watching this guy. And Joe Rogan's been talking about him and such, where he's saying he was explaining before this news even came out about some sort of lost radioactive material, that this was potentially exactly what they were doing, given that the drones are out at night and, they're looking for that's when these drones are able to do the most effective sniffing is at night. You're not going to see them during the day. So I think this is a very real possibility. But here's the problem is why not just tell us that? Why not just the mass hysteria is coming from the fact that we're being lied to. That's why people are spooked, because they don't believe anything they're being told. Just come out and tell us the truth. I mean, we're a strong enough society here, at least I hope so, to be able to handle something like that. It's crazy because that's where all these wild conspiracy theories come from, like lost nukes from Ukraine that keeps going around now, and it's terrifying people because they know that they're being lied to, and there's much more to the story.
Absolutely. Nick, where did we find your excellent reporting, always on the scene of the action? Where did people go?
Best place to do it is on X because it's, free speech there. X is Nick Sortor, NickSortor.
Very good, Nick. Keep us in the loop. Let us know if you hear anything else.
Appreciate it, Dom.
All right, Nick Sortor here on Talk Radio 1210. So, look, I know it's alarming to a degree, but they could carefully, they need somebody credible, I realize. Tell us, all right, you have this container that's protective, low level of radioactive material. Put it into context what the level is, damaged, missing, we're looking for it, if that's what the helicopters are about. Okay, now you would say, well, if it's so low level, this is enormous what you're doing. All right, then they can talk about, look, we're going to keep the American people safe. So maybe we put out a huge number here because we don't want this to go any further. We don't want to take any chances. But here's why it's only a certain risk level. That's what you have to do in a situation like that. And mocking people like Jeff Van Drew when we know what the Iranians are. Look at the people in Yemen, where it's the third world, and yet they're able to fire through drones all kinds of munitions and sink ships, etc. They're a menace. So why not do your best to level on this Put it in context, couch it however you want, make sure you've thought of every step, and go from there. No, we send John Kirby out. And we come up with things that are, he's calm when he says it. He's got a poker face, they believe, and he can get away with it. This is not going away. I don't see what's going to bring this to a head. Yesterday, people like Van Drew said, yeah, they had this new detection stuff in there, but that hasn't moved the ball forward. What is it that is going to move the ball forward? You have a guy, Murphy, telling everyone, take a breath, be calm. Right? Who has the power here? The only thing will be a new president. That's the only thing I see realistically, and we still have millions of days until we get to that with Joe Biden. That's where it is. That's what they're going to do. I don't know what will be the point that can break them on this. All right, Dan, the results on the caller of the year. What's happened here?
Dom, it was an interesting final stretch there in our first Final Four matchup. We had Robert Bensalem taking on Scott in Mount Laurel. Robert Bensalem, the guy that sounds like Sam Elliott, always calling in with some great points and side answers. And then Scott in Mount Laurel, Coach Scott, the basketball coach, who calls in with some really impactful calls, Dom. So it started out with Robert Bensalem getting a 10-point lead and just crushing the vote. And something happened overnight where Scott surged ahead in the vote. He pulled ahead to about, 70-30 at one point. But then you heard Scott had that huge lead at the start of the show. Robert Bensalem did get some help prior to the end of the vote, Dom, but I got to say it was not enough. Scott in Mount Laurel takes the vote, Dom, but listen to this. 55.8% to Robert Bensalem's 44.2%.
All right, we're getting closer here. And we had a nice number of votes in this. So now, on the other side of the bracket.
Ooh, the big matchup comes.
We have the big guy himself, his own brand. We have our two Joes, Joe of Exton. And we have the newcomer that people don't know as much about, Joe from Columbus, New Jersey, if there is a Columbus, New Jersey. We're just saying. That's still being checked out. All right, let's go to Joe in Columbus, New Jersey about this upcoming match. Worthy opponent. Maybe some people think he's taken on the odds-on favorite prior to this. Some analysts had Joe of Exton going all the way. Joe from Columbus, New Jersey. Hey, Joe, good morning.
Good morning, Tom. I hope if anything comes out of this at all, it bolsters your ratings, your viewership. With all these guys that are coming in voting for everybody, I hope it added to your
of course. Of course.
ratings.
Yeah, I hope they stay right
Joe,
there.
the reason why you got silence is because your phone's breaking up. Not a great start when you're in the Caller of the Year competition.
Yeah, that's
you have
right,
a phone
Joe.
That's
You
breaking
need a
up,
better
man.
phone. Keep that mark up a few points down there.
How about now?
That's perfect.
You're fine,
That's
brother.
good.
You're fine.
That's good, Joe.
It's interesting. I was watching Scott overnight, and he was, what he did was remarkable.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a
Sounds like too much respect, Dom.
Yeah, do you have any trash?
It
you
seems
can
like he's
put
looking ahead to the next matchup, too, and he's almost looking past Joe of Exton as
Is
well.
that true? You're looking at Scott now.
No. I respect Joe of Exton, and I've made that known.
All right. We'll see, Joe. We'll see when he calls in later today as the match is now officially underway. And, Joe, who's your Joe?
Well, to acknowledge what Scott just did, I'm going back to the days of old bare-knuckle pugilism, and my answer is Joe Palooka.
Right from the comics, Joe Palooka. That's a really good one. So you can hit us with a real or fictional one. Look for Giuseppe's. Joel will count. Josephine. I don't know how many Josephines there are out there.
Did you say
There's still
Joel
a few.
will count?
Sure, I think
No,
that's
I
a
don't think
Joe.
so.
Yeah, it's a Joe.
No,
Why
that
not?
don't
When I looked
It's a
up
different
Joe's,
name.
it was included with the
Was
Joe.
it really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a derivation.
I feel like
Joe.
Joel works, but not Joel.
Okay.
Well, that's the same. That's the same difference. That's tomato,
Yeah.
tomato, right there.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, if it's a really good one, if you think there's a home run there, we'll definitely consider it. I think you got enough with Giuseppe, Josephine, Joe, and Joseph to work with.
Maybe even a female Joe.
Yeah, that's right, J-O. Yeah, abbreviation for, I guess that's for Josephine,
Yeah.
or sometimes it just, that's a name. All right, so 855-839-1210. So we're working on letting you hear this mayor from Bellevue. We played you, he was on with Good Day New York, just casually talking about this container around December 2nd with missing radioactive material, damaged, 30 days, file and report. I mean, how about some urgency? How about telling the American people, getting to the bottom of that? Give us your best estimate. They might even say, well, we have radioactive material being shipped all the time. When I hear that, I think, not wise, but okay. But isn't that the soundest theory that has something to do with that? They're trying to be cautious around this. If it is, just tell us. All right, coming up, though, I'll give you this poll that indicates those in certain demographics, 18 to 29 years of age, 1,000 registered voters, 41% said the murder of the healthcare executive Thompson was either somewhat or completely acceptable. Look, you can make all the dumb arguments you want about United Healthcare, this, that, and the other. Isn't there a line here when you hear that? At what level is it acceptable to just murder him in cold blood? I can think of a lot of other things that can go into that, and I go, all right, I see how people see it. But just murdering him on the street with this maniac? 855-839-1210. Grab a line. Let's talk batteries plus bulbs because we have big news there for my buddy Roy and all of his people. Batteries plus bulbs in Mount Laurel and Northfield are certified by Apple as an IRP, which stands for Independent Repair Provider, for official Apple support to perform Apple phone repair using Apple genuine parts. For example, think of how frustrating it is. The screen on your iPhone cracks. Batteries plus bulbs can repair that thing easily for you. And easily is not just the expertise, but you're not going to go to a big store. They shuffle you off one to the other. You're going to go there. They're going to fix it right on the spot or give you a date that'll be done quickly and come back. No big deal. None of the hassle. And Roy and his team at Battery Plus Bulbs are knowledgeable, professional. Whether you need a battery for an ATV, motorcycle, watch, alarm system, or key fobs, if it takes a battery, Roy and his team can help you. Batteries Plus Bulbs is more than batteries. Did you know that when it comes to lighting your home or business, both indoors and out, Roy and his team will find the proper bulbs. You get the appropriate light, whether it's LED, smart lighting, halogen, incandescent, fluorescent, or miniature. From everyday batteries to the hard-to-find batteries, Batteries Plus Bulbs is that single-stop battery shop for all your power solutions, whatever it might be. For directions and phone numbers for the Mount Laurel and Northfield locations, just go to batteriesplus.com. Remember, Mount Laurel and Northfield. batteriesplus.com.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-481-4455. 800-481-4455. That's 800-481-4455.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process, ensuring you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Follow Talk Radio 1210 on Instagram and Facebook at 1210 WPHT.
I like to know so I can be on.
All right, Dom Giordano Show. Welcome in, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. So this Emerson College poll on the assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. According to this 1,000 registered voter poll, 41%, 18 to 29-year-olds believe the murder of Thompson was either somewhat or completely acceptable. 24% saying the somewhat acceptable, and 17% saying completely acceptable. 31% of that same cohort believes that the murder was completely unacceptable, and an additional 7% believes it was somewhat unacceptable. 19% to be neutral on the question. Oh, my God. Yeah, they might be the worst. It was the only age demographic in which a plurality deemed the assassination acceptable. Let's see if there's anything else here on this. No, it's just a back and forth going on over this. And what in the world? Well, the word but, to say, well, it's not acceptable, but, and then to say it is acceptable, that this guy killed people too, etc. All right, so it opens up the question, who else would it be acceptable to take out in this manner? You know, if you said this guy suffered dearly, his family, there's some connection, and he confronted the guy, but just to murder this guy in this manner and to say that's acceptable, it should startle people. It's out there. Different people say it in different ways. Elizabeth Warren has said it with the but in there, and you're going to see more of it. And the idea is that this is an area where they believe these people are actually killing people in their own way. So this is justice. 855-839-1210, you get on board. But with the drone situation, we are in each day an increasing realm of pushback now. The tide has turned. It was kind of bipartisan. There still are some Democrats who are on board with saying, we've got to get to the bottom of this. This is unacceptable. But you're starting to see this divide up. And some people even defending this, starting to mock those on the other side. I'm looking at Will Bunch, the guy of the far left who writes for the Inquirer, likening this to Orson Welles and the scare on the eve of World War II, with the Martians are invading. We're not seeing a lot of people. What they don't like is this. If a lot of people were saying it's aliens that are doing this, then it would play into the Will Bunches of the world. You know what they're saying. We don't trust the government, particularly this government. We don't trust them. They're both incompetent, corrupt, arrogant, all mixed together in various things where you can't even figure out which one is the motivation around it. But we've seen what they've done and what they continue to do. Here's Biden yesterday, dredging up one more time the Kevlar and the deers and gun control in the shooting in Wisconsin. There was no gun control, though, with Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden violated several things when it came to the gun control laws. Why have the laws then? Why complain, Joe, about more gun control when you just pardon Hunter Biden? You pardon a judge who put kids in jail who committed suicide. And you apparently did that because you knew someone in Scranton and you thought, I'm going to pardon 1,500 people to kind of take the onus away from the Hunter Biden pardon. It is one of the worst pardons ever, that guy.
Did you hear even Shapiro condemned it?
Yes. Yeah, and he was pretty direct. He wasn't dancing too much. He wasn't doing a chameleon.
That audio as well, if you like.
Yeah, that's because he realizes here in Pennsylvania, people know this story. We're trying to get the mom on. I've seen her on a couple places yesterday. And her son, violated something, but it shouldn't have been a prison sentence. Certainly here's a little bit of the mom. And again, who in the world did Biden not know about this? Come on. He's a Scranton guy, as adult as he is. Everybody knew about the Kids for Cash thing. Here's the mom.
My son did nothing more than anything that most of us as, kids did, experimenting and living his life and making mistakes that we usually all get to just learn and evolve and grow from. He did nothing more than be at an underage drinking party with tons of other kids, but he was caught. And he went in front of Judge Chivarella because this is the process that they had. And you're trusting in this system that, this is, the good for our kids. And I was told this is, just to scare him, to get him back on track, to make sure, everything is well. And he went into the county juvenile detention center for a month. And in that time, he wanted nothing more. He understood and what he was missing in his life. He just wanted to get back home. He wanted to get back. It was his senior year about to begin. He wanted to get back into his wrestling training, just get back into his life. And I had the teachers, I had his coaches, myself talking and sending letters to the judge's chambers of my son's character and explaining all of this. And I was 100% sure there was no doubt in my mind that when we went in front of that judge, my son was coming home with me that day.
All right, kid, stop there, Dan. So it's very emotional. Let's make this point with Joe Biden. Never a decent Biden. Stupid Biden, that's true, but never a decent guy. So Hunter Biden, just an all-round scoundrel, scumbag. Let's face it. Just go through how many. We don't have the time, and it's not worth it anymore with him. He ends up on the other side pardoned, selling his art, selling his feces, apparently, for rent. This kid, underage drinking party, violation, sure. He ends up in a tough prison, ends up committing suicide. They were put there to make money. And Joe Biden pardoned this guy, or at least he commuted it. I'm not getting to get into woodwork. He's out of jail. All right? Just think, and it was one of the most well-known stories, Scranton all over it. This is what we're dealing with. Constitution has to be changed. There can't be this much lag time for this kind of mischief in between. It ought to be a matter of a week or two, and that's it. You're out. You grifter, go back to wherever you came from. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210. Big 1 o'clock hour coming up with Dom on Talk Radio 1210.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. I can't recommend enough my friend and dentist, Dr. Mike Veneria at Veneria Dental. But I also want to share a little secret with you. We're in the final stretch of 2024. Did you know you could possibly have dental insurance benefits expiring soon? Come January, most benefits reset. So if you've been putting off getting that dental procedure done, now is the time to schedule your appointment and use any remaining benefits for 2024. Dr. Mike's office will help you work through all of it, so just give them a call. Dr. Mike Veneria is the master of implant dentistry. His level of care and commitment to dental excellence is unmatched. And if you're nervous to go to the dentist, don't be. Dr. Mike and his staff makes your dental experience simple. He's been named a top dentist in New Jersey for 10 consecutive years. He's respected among his peers as being a master of dental implants. And yes, he's my family dentist. So stop putting off seeing a dentist or getting that complex dental procedure done, and don't waste those benefits. Taking care of your teeth is so important to your overall health. So call his office at 856-786-2020 or veneriadental.com. That's VANARIA, veneriadental.com.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
Give the gift of flavor this holiday season with Hatfield Pork. Whether you're hosting a big family gathering or cozy candlelit dinner, Hatfield bacon, ham, marinated tenderloins, ground pork, and sausage will transform your holiday meal into a savory celebration. Share the joy of great taste this season. Visit simplyhatfield.com for recipes and retail partners near you. Happy holidays from your friends at Hatfield.
Hi, it's John Ashow, the car czar from Colonial Hyundai. I've got great news to wrap up your year in style. It's our Naughty and Nice sales event this December, and no matter what list you're on, we've got a gift for you. Been a little naughty and having credit issues? No worries, we can get you approved today, even if the Grinch told you no. Owe too much on your current vehicle? We'll turn that frown upside down and have you feeling nice again this holiday season with the highest trade-in values in the region. Driving a sled? I'll give you $6,500 for your trade, guaranteed, no matter the condition. Colonial Hyundai has over 200 vehicles to choose from. Whether it's the sporty Elantra, versatile Tucson, or the groundbreaking Ioniq 5, we've got the perfect car for you, and only Colonial is offering 0% financing or up to $8,000 in holiday savings. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain, and Hyundai Assurance. But hurry in, this event lasts only through New Year's Day. Shop us online 24/7 at colonialhyundai.com. Colonial Hyundai, the faster, easier, better way to buy a Hyundai.
Offers cannot be combined. See store for full details. 0% on new 2024 Ioniq 5 on credit approval through HMFUSA. Offer ends 1/1/25.
You know, as they say, one person's personal information is another person's treasure.
Exactly. That's why I use NordVPN every time I surf the web. Features like Threat Protection Pro's safeguard devices from phishing websites and disable intrusive ads and trackers. Just check NordVPN.com, grab the deal, and see for yourself. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
This is a commercial for California Psychics, America's most trusted psychic network. So, if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. No, really, this is it. You won't see your soulmate's face in the clouds or your career path mapped out in your cappuccino foam. This really is it. We could add some dramatic sound effects if you'd like. So what you waiting for? Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Now on Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, Dom Show here on Talk Radio 1210. Dan, who is that?
Joe Bonamassa, blues musician.
Okay.
Yeah, bumping his back.
All Joes today. And in our Joe versus Joe here, Joe of Exton is taking an early, about an 11-point lead, about 55.6, 44.4. You can vote against Joe of Columbus or Joe of Exton. Vote for either one at Dom Show 1210, and then we'll have the final later this week. This will go on into tomorrow's show. We'll declare a winner here in the semifinal match. 855-839-1210 you get into. Barrett Media put up a nice article today about how on this show, and I subscribe to this. Look, we're in the age of Trump. We have big national stories. This Jersey story is regional, but it's national. But there are a lot of things, we all know this, that go on where we live. Remember during COVID, it wasn't just the presidential stuff. It wasn't just China. It was the school boards and the nonsense that went on in public schools, particularly in New Jersey, somewhat in Pennsylvania. It was Valerie Arkush in Montgomery County with a snitch line. Well, Delaware Valley Journal covers this better, certainly, than the Inquirer, any of these other websites. They have a heck of a story up here today. I don't know this woman. She's part of the people that have taken over Delaware County, Christine A. Ruther. And they go after her because she demanded a big pay raise just before voting for this, 23% tax hike in 1 year in Delaware County. And they don't like the fact that the Delaware Valley Journal, that Ms. Ruther, if that's how you pronounce it, is talking constantly about being fixed incomes. That's why she needs it. The husband is a pediatric surgeon. Frequent, they have a link to it, person who speaks before all these big AMA and all the rest of it. You get paid for that many times. I'd be surprised if he wasn't making $200,000 a year plus. She gets 51 for this, and then she has a small business consulting thing too. And yet she's banging the drum, fixed income, fixed income. Her home, and he's retiring, so I think they're empty nesters, has 6 bedrooms. Nice work, Delaware Valley Journal. 6 bedrooms. In addition to that, it's valued close to $913,000. But here's who I blame. You know where I'm going, right? What the heck has happened in the suburbs? Is it that Republicans have just not been good at keeping people toward reasonable, smart government in the suburbs? Is it that the suburbs have just a changing population with new people moving in? I mean, how do we explain that the Republicans could not win back the House, which has a lot to do with our lives and any number of things, and yet Trump was able to do very well, win Bucks County, and do much better this time around in Delaware County? In fact, the Enquirer's got a story today, the sharpest suburban shift toward Trump in the, I think this is in the state, but certainly in the area, one of the highest in the area, where heavily South Asian precincts in Delaware County, Upper Darby and Milburn, which is tiny. The people there, even though Kamala Harris cited her Indian or South Asian ancestry, they went with Trump because they don't like illegal immigration and because of the economy. And yet, locally, we're in a different world here. We can't seem to get, we just can't. But this is outrageous. I mean, how in the world do you have people like this running the government? 23% tax increase. She's got a husband who's a pediatric surgeon / all these seminars. And she starts talking fixed income. And she's got a job. She runs her own small business in addition to $51K a year from the county. She knew what the salary was when she went into this. It's a part-time job. 23%. Come on, Republicans in Delaware County, they hit you with a 23% tax increase. The next election cycle, I have to check when they're up again. I'm not sure if they vote in even years there in Delaware. It's got to be impossible that these people are still in power. Take a look at the 2 thugs out there in Bucks County, Merceglia and her stooge, Harv DeGrasse. Chester County, they had a prison break that they screwed up on unbelievably with the guy making national news forever. Then there's Philadelphia. Well, that's a long-term battle. Yet Trump was able to win Bucks County and do pretty well, better in Delaware County. So if the suburbs just changed and you have these people here who relented this time around for Trump because Trump made such a good case, Biden so bad, what is it the local Republicans have to do? You ought to be able to roll out anybody and beat these people. Are people in Delaware County nuts? They're okay with a 23% tax increase, and this woman trying to get, before the tax increase, a salary raise with that kind of background? Isn't that enough to defeat you? I thought these were supposed to be smart people in the suburbs. Have they been invaded by Democrats? And that's just it, and that's what our lot in life is. 855-839-1210. This is such a glaring example. How do you raise something? Well, the Republicans did. That's, of course. No, it's people that just want to spend money. They're out of control. Delaware County used to be as Republican as Philadelphia is Democrat for, 40 or 50 years. And then, slowly but surely, Democrats have come alive here, and they've taken over. And they've taken over the suburbs, even with stuff that this is this egregious. All right, 855-839-1210. you get on board. Now, I'm looking that RFK Jr. has met with GOP senators today. There are actually some Democrats who think there are areas they might be able to vote for him, areas where they're in agreement with him. And he did say, look, he's on board with the polio vaccine. So what do I get from a few people, a few emails? Okay, well, some of it was addressed to a few hosts here. Educate yourself about the polio vaccine. My response is, get away and never come back. Just go away. Stop it already. All right? I don't think Kennedy is going to say during these hearings, oh, yeah, I'm going to be all over the polio vaccine. I think he's going to make the case on a couple of areas where there'll be a lot of debate. And I still think the strongest area for him to go into, at least early on, is the food debate. I mean, there's no getting around that. He's going to be able to score on that. He's going to be able to do something, and he might have more bipartisan support, except for a few people tied into big food, school lunches and the like, that kind of stuff. He might have a shot at actually breaking through. And Trump said it. He said it yesterday. It's not about the polio vaccine. You know, why this when you're winning, wanting to lose, wanting to go down this path? So don't send me stuff. Read all that nonsense yourself. It's nonsense. 855-839-1210. You get on board. All right. All-time Joes, female, male. Hit us with that, real or fictional, with the two Joes going there. And as I see right now, wow, Joe of Exton has taken a substantial lead, 68.8 to 31.3 with 23 hours left. Well, a lot of things can happen in those overnight precincts. It's like Richard Daley. It's like Chicago. Who knows who's voting in the wee small hours?
I mean, we saw the middle of the night surge for
Scott of Mount Laurel.
Can't happen again.
Yeah, we'll see. Joe, you better ring up that lead while you have it going here.
Start knocking on doors.
I wonder if any of them are knocking on doors. Hey, do me a favor. Go next door. Do you want to borrow some sugar? No, I need you to vote in a Twitter poll. Okay. 855-839-1210. The intel agencies apparently are briefing lawmakers on drones again today. Ah, God. I mean, you know, part of this is they brief them, and then they're not able to say what's in the briefing is one tactic here, and they're probably saying the same thing. Are they addressing that bit of radioactive material? And I don't know how to characterize it other than it seems to be somewhat minor, a container that went missing, and the container was damaged on December 2nd, or since December 2nd. And that's when a lot of this has really intensified. So, logically, you think, are they trying to be proactive and sniff out some material that might be radioactive? But hearing yesterday from Dana Bash about the some of these, she was told, are new, or they're putting in new helicopters for these older police choppers. That's what you're seeing in the sky. My God. And Kirby telling us there are a lot of hobbyists out there in America. Maybe they're early Christmas gifts, and they're flying those drones. Well, how's that legal? No, it's not. And this is not going to come to a head easily. It might take until Trump is president, simply because the other side's got all the juice. They got the government. They got the federal government, and they have Phil Murphy. And Phil Murphy is even more abysmal. Just think of how proactive. Nothing stopped him during COVID. But here he feels he can't do anything. All right, let's go to, let's see.
I mean, if you want to talk about what we're releasing at some point today, we can go to the former winner.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, let's go to the Earl of Tacony. And today is a big release date, Earl. How does it feel? Your second big Christmas album.
Well, I can finally pay for Christmas because all the residuals I was getting from last year's album.
How much did that amount to? Yeah.
32 cents.
Well, it's amazing what charity can do for you.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well, before you get to your call, Earl, I want to play some of the album that actually releases today during Dan Time with Dom at 1:45. Here is your take on Deck the Halls. One of my favorites, Earl. Take a listen.
Make a payment to Joe Biden. La 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 la. Ask for Hunter, he's the one you're bribing. La 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 la. If you make a large donation, la 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 la, helps Joe's finance situation. La 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 la.
It's one of your better vocal performances on the entire album, but some great writing throughout, Earl. So wherever you find podcasts around 1:45 today, you'll find an entire album of 11 songs plus a bonus track related to maybe the wind farms, Dom.
Oh, I know the Scott Presler tune yesterday. Scott was impressed by it, he told me. So thank you, Earl, for that. What's your answer today?
Real quick, I want to go in about the drones if you have time.
Sure.
Or the weather balloons. I mean, has the government not learned anything from Roswell? I mean, just make up a story. People are going to just start creating things in their mind. Do they not watch The Twilight Zone? The monsters are coming to Maple Street. When something goes wrong and people don't have answers and they expect the government to give them an answer, people are going to start coming up with scenarios. And next thing you know, we're going to be cannibalizing and eating our neighbors. I mean, don't they realize that you can't be lying to the American people? I mean, a half-truth is better than nothing.
Well,
But,
I would say it's a combination of
intelligence.
they're checking out, they're arrogant, they're lazy, and they're liars. So you put them all together, Earl, and they're not going to stop it. I don't think. Do you see anything? What would it take? Who is it that's going to break through other than when Trump is officially president?
I mean, is it such a surprise that our military has drones? They couldn't just say, we're testing some new military drones. That's all it takes. That's all it would have taken. I mean, there was something I saw on Twitter the other day with the Chinese where they had 10,000 drones in the sky and they're making a dragon dance across the sky. The Chinese have drones. The Chinese know we have drones. Would it hurt them just to say, no, we're testing something? Give us an answer. Okay, that sounds feasible, and then just leave it at that.
I'll give you the counter. Why am I going to do that, Earl? What are you going to do about it?
But like I said, the government's always been lying to us, and they seem to. Do they not realize lies don't work? It didn't work with the Catholic Church. There's nothing wrong with the priest.
Right.
Oh, well, we found something out. Didn't that work with Penn State? Oh, there's nothing wrong with the coaches. Oh, every time you go and you tell a lie, the lie gets bigger. It's better just to tell the truth, take the kick in the teeth. It's like, okay, we're embarrassed. Here's what's really happening and move on instead of, letting it build up. And then when people finally find out, they could have said, oh, we're just testing drones. Now all of a sudden we're looking for nuclear waste. Well, that's a lot worse.
I hear you completely, but I'm telling you, isn't it amazing? As clear, you and I are locked in, as clear as this is, with as many people as we bring on that have some power, they can't move the needle on this. All right, Earl, who's your Joe?
I'm going to go a little outside the box. I'm going to go with a female. I think I'm getting the names pronounced correctly. It's Joe Polniazek. You probably recognize her. She used to live with Blair, Tootie, and Natalie on The Facts of Life. Nancy McKeon's character.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Earl. That's a good one. Real or fictional, they all count here. All right, 855-839-1210. That's how you get in. Coming up, Aurora, Colorado is in the news. Remember that with President Trump? Yep, and they're in the news for what he was talking about. I'll give you the details. You jump in now and do go vote. Joe at about 65-34 so far here. Joe of Exton. This is a really interesting battle, and then we'll have the finale starting tomorrow for Caller of the Year. 855-839-1210.
Cancer, a scary word, but not so scary if you have the right team. Hi, this is John DeMasi, host of Health Watch, Sundays at 8 and again at 4 here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. And that team is Dr. Molly Fantasia and the medical staff at Innovative Medical Associates. Yes, cancer is a scary word and a difficult condition if you've been diagnosed. Over the years, the staff at Innovative Medical Associates has helped hundreds of patients with their unique medical hydration protocols. Cancer support is a large part of the practice at Innovative Medical Associates.
We believe in medical
critical hydration. We've improved it so much that we are able to help people across the board with challenges before they become chronic.
Talk about improving your quality of life. Most likely, that'll happen when you visit Innovative Medical Associates. Check them out on the web at innovativemedicalassociates.com or call 856-489-0505 to schedule your initial complimentary consultation.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
With so much uncertainty in the world today, you may find yourself wondering, is now even the right time to retire?
And so many people are waiting, and those folks are going to be waiting a really long time, I hate to say, because there's no perfect time. The market is always unpredictable and volatile.
Fortunately, Jim Cipriotti has been helping get people to, through, and beyond retirement for over 25 years. And each week, he wants to help give you that freedom to retire. Listen to Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti, Saturday mornings at 9 and Sunday afternoons at 5 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.
Hey, this is Jimmy Fallon in the house, and dig this, folks. This is not a drill. It's the real thing. You can now join me weeknights from 7 to 10 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT or anywhere on the free Odyssey app.
Okay, it is Dom time. Welcome in. So, Aurora, Colorado. Remember that in the news? Remember Martha Raddatz when J.D. Vance, that was the all-timer, said to her, "Do you hear yourself?" Only a handful, she kept on talking about housing complexes in America being taken over by this Venezuelan gang. I mean, my vote the first day, just the instant Trump is president and he holds up a thumb and Homan in Aurora, Colorado, or wherever they are, is moving in that split second. They're the ones to be taken out first. Now, in Aurora, Colorado, story out there, same housing complex, 14 people detained by the police believed to be connected to this gang, hostages and stabbings. We'll see the details as they come out. But Martha Raddatz on national TV, one of the big Sunday shows with J.D. Vance, saying only a handful with this stuff. This is the level, the bubble they live into, that the average American has to face this. And just the personal, that you don't get angry personally anymore. With me, this stuff isn't just it's personal. I despise seeing these people here in this manner running apartment complexes. It's under their fiefdom, coming here from Venezuela. This is where Homan, the first day, is going to target, make a lot of hay. There are hundreds of them, if not thousands of them. Right there. And why Aurora? God only knows why they settled there. And again, this report talks about 14 people, stabbings, people held hostage, and it's the same housing complex or complexes that were in the news before. Now, on the good news front, this is a steel worker with Justin Trudeau, who Trudeau is telling people, here's some donuts, here's some coffee. And this guy is out of Central Casting. It's Cut 16. This is reminiscent of when the great Joe the Plumber was out in his backyard. President Obama was coming along in Ohio, and he got Obama to essentially say, or directly, socialism wasn't so bad. I got Joe the plumber here in Philadelphia to Joey Ventos. It was remarkable, given the election, given what was going on. And this steelworker basically undresses Trudeau just by calmly telling him what his life is like. And it looks like Trudeau. I'm not sure if he really is going to head to Cuba. I doubt it. Not slick enough for him. Looks like his government is collapsing, and he'll be out as the leader of Canada. And the guy that's replacing, I've seen in several spots, will be pretty interesting. But here is Trudeau with this steelworker in Canada.
We got donuts over here if you want to thank you for your hard work.
I can bring some for my kids here.
Okay. The 25% tariffs we just brought in on Chinese steels can help you out.
That's going to keep my job, What about the 40% taxes I'm paying? And I don't have a doctor?
The $400 million in the investing in electric car means you're going to have a job for
I think you're only here for another year. We won't see you around probably another year.
Well, that's what elections are for.
That's great.
And I look forward to everyone exercising the right to vote.
Yeah.
Basic choice. We're going to invest in you and your job.
I don't believe you for a second.
Dental care? Do you know anyone who got dental care?
Yeah, I pay for it myself.
Okay.
We're like 3 years behind.
Job and coverage.
Yeah,
but we
four
got
people
seniors.
in my family.
We've got
Every
seniors.
time we go for a dental visit, it's costing me about $50 in my pocket per person.
Okay.
Why? I have a good job. You're not really doing anything for us, Justin.
Actually, we just invested, so 500,000 people haven't been to the dentist. Got to go to the dentist over the past few
Probably
months.
like my neighbor that doesn't go to work because she's lazy.
You know
Just
what?
doesn't go to work. She lives the same
Most
life I do.
Canadians try to stick up for each other, and that's what we're going to keep doing. Good luck and take care of your family, sir.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Have a good day, sir. All right, the other guys got the donuts. Excellent.
More of a Canadian accent there with Trudeau than I think I've heard before. It boggles me. We've seen eruptions in Canada where you think they'd be rough and tumble, and yet the government is more the Trudeau style than anything else. And it's around the national health care situation, which we've talked about. The most startling thing about it, it's Liam Neeson's wife, I forget her name, major actress, gets a head injury skiing, and they don't have medevac like we have here. You know, within where I am in downtown Philadelphia, there's probably 5 or 6 of them instantly that would evacuate someone. They have to get her to another place, and it's a fixed-wing airplane and the whole thing because they decided to make those cuts in their national health care plan. She dies, ultimately. Just an example of how rotten their care is. Yeah, well, everybody has care there. Yeah, let's just make it miserable for everybody and call it care. So President Trump said, yes, well, here's Trump talking about the idea that they're not going to be going after polio. Yeah, we're not going to lose the polio vaccine, but we're going to find out why the U.S. pays so much for health care. Cut 11.
Think they're a threat? Two quick questions. First, on vaccines, do you want RFK Jr. to revoke any vaccines?
No, I want him to come back with a report as to what he thinks. We're going to find out a lot. We're doing 2 things. We're going to have tremendous cost savings will come out of this. That's a minimum. And we're also going to have, and I think, very serious discussions about certain things, whether it's pesticides. Europe doesn't use pesticides, and yet they have a better mortality rate than we do. They don't use pesticides. In fact, they use it as an excuse not to take our farm product. We spend billions and billions of dollars on pesticides, and something bad's happening. Again, you take a look at autism today versus 20, 25 years ago, it's like not even believable. So we're going to have reports. No, nothing's going to happen very quickly. I think you're going to find that Bobby he's a very rational guy. I found him to be very rational. No, nothing, you're not going to lose the polio vaccine. That's not going to happen. I saw what happened with the polio. I have friends that were very much affected by that. I have friends from many years ago, and they obviously they're still in not such good shape because of it. And many people died. And the moment they took that vaccine, it ended. Dr. Jonas Salk did a great job. So I don't anticipate that at all. But we're going to look into finding why is the autism rate so much higher than it was 20, 25, 30 years ago. I mean, it's 100 times higher. There's something wrong, and we're going to try finding that. We're also going to find out why are we paying more than other countries. And we were in the process of doing that through transparency and other things. We were doing a good job in that first term, and we brought it down. We got to $35, all of the different things. We got, we were the ones that got all of that done. Every one of those things.
Okay, Dan, thank you. So President Trump there. Why is it we have people so gung-ho, the emails I got and everything else yesterday about the polio vaccine? You hear what Trump's saying, and that's what's going to happen with RFK Jr. But you're going to hear that they are going to open up even more studies related to autism and what he said about pesticides. That's fine. I think these things have already been studied. But if you're looking at somebody that brings a different set of eyes to it, that's fine also. And then we'll see where the debate is. I mean, the problem is what happened during COVID. Fauci and others, and the misinformation, disinformation, or just tyranny of it, that is something that has just sullied public health big time. And it's going to be hard to reestablish trust in that. But Kennedy is an interesting guy where even some Democrats have said there's a lot of commonality here, and they hope to be able to work with him. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210. You get on board. At 2 o'clock, we're going to talk with Mike Testa in Jersey, state senator at the Jersey Shore, to give you the latest that he's hearing about the drone situation. Again, we are getting into an increasing area of difficulty with this. And you got the side question. You can hit us with that. First, my friend and dentist, board-certified prosthodontist, Dr. Robert Bentz of the Bentz Dental Group in East Norriton. Now, there are so many things that set Dr. Bentz apart from other dentists. I've told you about the great skill that I've gotten for 10 years with Dr. Bentz, the staffing, the subset of working with people that have a problem going to the dentist. Anxiety might be somewhat not severe, but even severe. They've coped with that. We've had great success with that. But the cutting-edge, state-of-the-art technology and equipment is what elevates this level of care offered. The on-site lab and technology, as on hand every day, helps them provide you with the most accurate diagnosis. And this is critically important. I mean, it can be something really major, like he discovered something with a patient recently that others had missed that was critically important. Dr. Benson and his team provide solutions for the most complex dental problems and great care for just the run-of-the-mill type of stuff that everybody needs, and a plan with you to work with you as a partner to increase your dental health. It's all there. Just call Dr. Bentz and get that initial appointment, 610-272-6949, or visit them, Bentz, B-E-N-T-Z, dentalgroup.com. Bentz Dental Group, say it with a smile. Get that appointment now, and, don't worry about the holidays. Make it in January if you want, but do it now, 610-272-6949.
Do you have shoeboxes full of old videotapes and photos? Starting now, radio listeners get access to our best last-minute holiday deals from Legacy Box. Get your family's videotapes converted for just $9 and photos professionally scanned for as low as 7 cents each, which is 76% less than what other brands charge. As the world's largest digitizer, you know you can trust Legacy Box to digitize your entire collection of old media. Everything from the embarrassing haircut you had in the 90s to photos of your great-grandma's wedding. Visit legacybox.com/value to get 200 photos scanned starting at just $19.95. Oh, and don't forget, Legacy Box also digitizes over 15 other types of analog media. It's the most meaningful gift you can give this holiday season. Take advantage of this exclusive last-minute holiday offer from Legacy Box. Go to legacybox.com/value. That's legacybox.com/value.
Hey, Dawn Stensland here. Wherever I go, online security is a top priority for me. In my personal life, on the job, with the family. That's why I subscribe to Privacy Pro from DuckDuckGo. I do feel so secure and worry-free thanks to Privacy Pro's 3-in-1 subscription service. DuckDuckGo VPN, personal information removal, and identity theft restoration. So it helps protect your personal info from being exploited by those hackers, scammers, or privacy-invasive companies. I discovered DuckDuckGo years ago. It's an independent browser search engine, and millions use it. DuckDuckGo Privacy Pro provides me with a VPN, secure encrypted Wi-Fi connection, which I trust. I love that the DuckDuckGo VPN works on browsers and apps across mobile and desktop, up to 5 devices at once. Get a 30-day free trial at duckduckgo.com/1210. Then you pay $9.99 a month. Do this, duckduckgo.com/1210. Tell them Dawn sent you.
The Crash Proof Retirement Show will air before and after Penn State football this Saturday. Tune in at 11 a.m., then again right after the game to learn how to create your own Crash Proof Retirement game plan.
Hi, this is Howard Eskin, and you can get game day and holiday ready with Jack Daniels at your local PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits store. Pick up the original Jack Daniels Tennessee Whiskey, Jack Fire, or Jack Honey 1.75 milliliter bottles, all for $3 off. Or a 4-pack of Jack and Coke or Jack and Coke Zero Sugar. Now ready to drink in a can. Jack Daniels, born for the tailgate. And please drink responsibly.
Key specialty, 7% ABV. Jack Daniels Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and all number 7 are registered trademarks of Jack Daniels Properties, Inc. Coca-Cola is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
The holiday season is in full swing, and the showcases at Family and Company Jewelers are stocked and ready to go. Do yourself a favor and get to their showroom on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey. Planning to pop the question this year? How about you stuff her stocking with a diamond engagement ring? Or if you just want a little extra action under the mistletoe, you can't go wrong with a pair of diamond stud earrings. Check off your whole list with one stop to Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's holiday diamond destination.
Weather sponsored by the Piazza Auto Group. Uncover true luxury this holiday season in a Range Rover, Discovery, or Defender SUV. Find the model that's perfect for you with their latest special offers. Visit Land Rover Westchester, Willow Grove, or Wilmington for a personalized test drive.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
All right, Dom Giordano Show. Welcome in, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. And again, people, I think probably Jeff Van Drew, people like that, meeting with intelligence agencies today on the drone thing. It's hard to even calculate how many weeks we've had of this. But I maintain it's not going to end anytime soon, because they have the power until Trump is president. Then you'll see something remarkably different happen. But the focus today, RFK Jr. going before at least Republican senators, talking with them about what he wants to look at, what he wants to do. And my advice is get away from the vaccine stuff here. Go to the food stuff as the point of emphasis. And you're going to see America buy into this. You're going to see America hungry for answers on this. Just the one time we talked about it with the McDonald's thing, the beef tallow versus the seed oil. How many people asked me to look it up and various things they had done, and the regulations that provoked them to go from beef tallow to seed oil, which is not as helpful. Concentrating on that, getting some victories on that. And you heard what Trump said about polio vaccines. I mean, you tell people out there in America, other than people that just live this stuff for some reason, well, we're going to be looking deeply, doing something with polio vaccines, then you're off the track of winning with this. There are vast areas that can get done here with Kennedy Jr., particularly around kids, that will be universally remembered and hopefully stay into play and will work. The other thing that we've been talking about, of course, the school shooting yesterday. Now we hear again people on the Democrat side, David Hogue, who came to prominence, a kid who came to prominence, the school shooting in Florida. He wants to be the DNC vice chair. So he's actually wanting to be inside the government, saying, well, we need to make gun control laws where school shootings can't happen. And you know, what is the law we're going to make where a school shooting like yesterday can't happen? What might that law be? This was a gun-free zone. It had all those things. I didn't see that there was anybody in the school grounds who can return fire. That's the obvious thing that can prevent mass casualties with this. And the second grader who made the call to 911 was incredible hearing that detail yesterday. I think CNN had her on. But the idea you're going to pass another law that is going to do what exactly that's going to stop particularly school shootings? Again, we haven't seen enough with this 15-year-old female to know what the motivation was, what were the warning signs yet, and we seem to move on. But no law is going to be the agent to stop this or even to cut it down. We already have enough on that. It's not about that. It's about having somebody there that can at least deter and at worst cut down on the ability to think that you can do this. All right, let's go to Alan in Hamilton. And Alan, you're on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Alan, good afternoon.
Yeah, I wondered why you didn't take this off the board from the start. Joseph of the Holy Family.
Oh, we forget sometimes. That's an excellent one. Yeah, St. Joseph, sure. That's an all-time Joseph. You know, we don't want to take all of them each day. We'll take ones that we like and just kind of mix them up. But, yeah, St. Joseph absolutely is a good one. Scott Jennings last night, we had him on the show recently. I could listen to that guy every day. This is Cut 5. Scott Jennings last night on CNN talking about the threat of these Trump lawsuits. Now, Trump has just gotten a big win. ABC caved. They didn't want to go through discovery and see all the emails of what they were saying back and forth, which could have been even more disastrous. So they gave up the $15 million. They gave up $1 million in attorney fees just so that we can move on from this with President Trump. So, of course, he's going to go after people like the Iowa pollster. Now, not that I think this was not incompetency, but we'll see. He's going to sue in that case. In other words, I wrote to him this morning, Scott Jennings, and told him the language he used last night was exactly right about what happens to Republicans when it comes to media coverage. Cut 5.
Easy going on in the media, which I know that there's not, but he does it every day.
But you know who doesn't agree with him? Core conservatives have traditionally upheld the First Amendment in most cases where they are pressed on it. In fact, that's the whole TikTok debate right now, right? They want to go to the Supreme Court because they know that a conservative-led Supreme Court is much more likely to defend them on First Amendment grounds from a ban. And so one of the challenges Donald Trump has faced is you might bring this to a court and you might have it stacked with conservative judges. The conservative judges tend to side with the First Amendment on these types of things.
You just said he wins either way.
Well, he wins either way. I'll tell you this. Even if he loses a case, he wins because he gets to suck the wind out of the media companies he doesn't like.
I'm never going to argue that there's not common sense Republicans. I kind of sit here next to this guy almost every week. I make that. We can get to that point, but I'm just saying this is classic 101 Donald.
Yeah, I mean, is he trying to intimidate the media with this strategy?
I think he is well within bounds to play the game that he thinks they're playing against him, which is to lie about him, to, try to shape the narrative around him in ways that he doesn't believe are accurate. My belief is, why can't people just be precise? So look what happened to ABC. They were not precise in what they said, and you can't be so flip with this kind of serious information when we're talking about, the public affairs of our country. I mean, I've been on TV over the last several years with people who I thought were really loose with their language and how they described him. I've heard it on Pete Hegseth. I've heard it a number of times. But when it comes to Republicans, it does feel like to Republicans that imprecision and, maybe playing a little fast and loose with the edges of things is okay. And Republicans have been waiting for someone to come along and push back on just that's the way we have to do it, because we don't.
There you go. There, right there, Dan. Thank you. So, precision and somebody coming along pushing back on it with all these lawsuits. Now, Morning Joe today, well, he's going to lose all of them. We'll see about that. He just won a big one because Stephanopoulos just kept on saying rape, rape, rape. even though he had to know, and it's a high standard to win defamation here. I don't know that Trump's going to win in the case in Iowa, but what could happen is it could be messy for that vaunted poll there. Remember we talked about that? Come on. He's down in Iowa to Kamala Harris. That's an outlier. That's not a good poll. There's something going on there, whether she intentionally did it or just messed up the poll. So is this chilling the First Amendment or no? Is it saying, look at Stephanopoulos, you're not going to just continue to take these shots because it's Trump/Republicans. He used the exact word there, imprecise at best. You wouldn't do that if it were other people because you protect them. You don't want to be charged with defamation and or you don't think it's fair to do that. Okay, 855-839-1210, a little bit of Dan time coming up. Mike Testa at 2 o'clock. That's how you get in. State Senator from the shore. What does he know today on the drones? What's different? And again, when are these people going to figure out some power they have to do something about this? It's tough. What's the power? 855-839-1210.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Luigi's not getting any Swedish fish in the joint. Luigi has for breakfast a choice of fruits, grits, bread, eggs, and coffee.
We have to remember, as these dummies on News Nation are like, hi everybody, there's a person dead. It's again this idol worship. Mm-hmm. Do you guys see him? Mm-hmm. Is he watching? Like they're giddy schoolgirls. Ugh.
Goes back to the big take this morning, the violence of the left, the irrelevance of the media.
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
It's Joe Conklin with the City Rhythm Orchestra at Westchester University and Pittman, New Jersey in February.
It was fabulous. It was the most joyful night I have experienced in a long time.
The Frank Sinatra guy, I really liked him.
His imitation of the Bee Gees.
That's Conklin with City Rhythm and the story of Philly sports through music. Westchester University on February 21st and the Broadway Theater in Pittman, New Jersey on February 22nd. Tickets to a Conklin show make great holiday gifts. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com. JoeConklin.com!
My dad, Len, always says, the minute you get in a car, everyone, front and back, should buckle up.
And my son Jordan always says, the minute you get in a car accident, first seek medical attention and then call us. This is Len Lundy.
And I'm Jordan Lundy of Lundy Law. My dad and I hope you never meet us because of an accident. But if you do, we're here for you.
Remember our name, Lundy Law, your injury lawyer.
Call 1-800-LUNDY-LAW or visit LundyLaw.com.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years.
He was in big trouble.
We're going to take your house, garnish your pay.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm.
I don't owe the IRS anymore. It was because of Optima Tax.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Actual client compensated for sharing their experience. Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
Win big this holiday season with CNC Heating and Air Conditioning's win-win deal. Offering the best HVAC value on new installs to keep your home warm. Save thousands instantly with no equipment markups, extended 10-year warranty, rebates, and tax credits. Plus, CNC makes budgeting for your new system easy with 0% financing options. Schedule an estimate today with CNC Heating and Air Conditioning, your local York-certified comfort experts, and start saving today. Visit cc-hvac.com. Offers only for new installations through January 31st.
It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.
Gerhardt's Appliances has what you need to be tailgate ready this season for the birds. Whether it's the in-home appliances needed to prepare your famous Kelly green pepper casserole before pregame, or the barbecue grills you'll need to fire up the last of your sausage links in the parking lot before kickoff, Gerhardt's has you covered with the best game day deals on appliances. Gerhardt's Appliances, helping Philly sports fans get the season cooking since 1945. Visit Gerhardt'sAppliance.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential.
But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Is your kitchen or bathroom in need of a makeover?
It's time to transform your home into a personal oasis with Emmons Remodeling.
Our expert team specializes in kitchen and bathroom renovations, creating beautiful, functional spaces you and your family will love. We handle everything from design to installation.
So call us today at 856-885-6677 or visit callemmons.com. From top to bottom,
to inside and out,
at Emmons, we have you covered.
Hey, Cherry Hill. We know your favorite station is WPHT. Tell your smart speaker, play 1210 WPHT.
They're running a strange program, y'all.
It's stand time
I can handle things. I'm smart, not like everybody says.
with Dom.
That's right. It's that time of the afternoon. Producer Dan takes over the Dom Giordano program. And Dom, I love this time of the year because not only do we have our Color of the Year contest going on live right now at Dom Show 1210, just an update on that. A lot of votes, and so far, Joe of Columbus taking an early lead over Joe of Exton, 57.5% to
Wait a minute, that's
42.5%.
changed big time. Joe
I know.
of Columbus in the lead. These things are going back and forth. Wow.
I'm surprised. I'm
Yes,
surprised that Joe
yes.
of Exton doesn't have a sizable lead because he's my personal favorite. No, I don't want to say personal favorite,
Yeah.
but as I mean betting favorite.
Well, out of the box, he had a big lead. Wow, these things go back and forth. Okay.
So Dom, last year's Caller of the Year, who didn't want to compete in this contest, won largely because of his contribution, Dom, of a Christmas album that he wanted to reboot again and do another Christmas album. And Earl of Tacony came in, recorded an album, and Dom, I'm proud to announce, wherever you can find podcasts now available, is the Earl in Tacony Christmas album, Dom, the White Christmas album, #2. And I have some samples off the album if you want to listen real quick.
Sure.
First up, Dom, let's hear a little bit of my backing singing. How about that? I actually sung backup vocals this year.
Oh, that's right. We remember that.
Here's another one.
And so, Kamala spent so much cash on her campaign. From the start, we knew that she would lose. Money she raised, where it went, we cannot say. Still a loser. True.
Talking about Kamala campaigns being a dumpster fire, one of the many tracks on the album, Dom. But not only did we have Earl singing, with the use of technology, we were able to do something pretty cool if you want to take a listen.
Sure.
Here is, you might recognize this voice.
Talk about the weather. When my son and I get together, we don't discuss his business. Our discussions are innocuous.
That is Earl singing as Joe Biden.
Wow. Very
studies.
nice. Very close.
When I golf with Hunter's business
We need some
buddies,
coughing there.
we talk about the weather, and Hunter talks about drugs and porn.
And Dom, we wanted to keep it relevant to the show even through the summer. And during the summer, one of the big topics of discussion is, as you know, the wind farms off the coast of the Jersey Shore. And since we did one for Scott Presley, we thought we might do one for, Robin and the crew over there with Save
Robin
Our Coast.
Schaefer.
Yeah, so here's a Save Our Coast take on a Bob Singer tune.
Using loud noises, check soil density. Probably cause deafness with such very loud sounds. Whales and dolphins are mammals that live in the sea, where they sink and they swim and they float. Loud noises will cause the deafness. When they go deaf, get hit by a boat.
Be whales here.
Yeah, it's the wind farm.
Oh, what a parody.
I'm working against the wind farm. The whales are dead, so I'm working against the wind farm.
I think that's a good example, Dom, that when we do album number 3, whether that's the summer or Christmas,
Yes.
oh man, what am I signing up for? Maybe we need a professional vocal artist to sing some of these
No,
tunes.
I think that was got the flavor of Bob Seger, who has been around a lot longer, you guys told me, than I thought. I thought he was more recent.
So, Dom, the new 11-track album with the extra track for the Wind Farm is now available anywhere Dom Giordano podcast can be found. So maybe get in the festive mood and listen to some political, takes on some of our Christmas favorites by finding the Earl and the Tonys' new album, the White Christmas album, available anywhere we can find those podcasts.
Beautiful stuff, guys. Tremendous, Earl. Thank you. Wish you had stayed in the competition, though. It would have been interesting. I always like to see the incumbent champion survive or go down.
Who did I say that? I think I got it. It's Bob Seger. Who did I say?
Bob Singer. I think Singer.
Did I say something
I
else?
think it was Singer.
I thought it was Seger. You might have said Singer.
Yeah, I think it was Singer. I don't know. He's a kind of an obscure musician, Bob Singer, but
Bob Seger.
Seger. Yeah.
Obscure.
No, Bob Singer.
Oh, Bob Singer's
Yes.
obscure. Okay.
Yeah. A little joke there. Yeah. Okay.
The Bob Singer guy, yeah.
Yeah, 855-839-1210. So hit us with that all-time Joe, real or fictional. Mike Testa next. How in the world do you continue to deal with this? And I think the problem is this. They don't have the juice. This government is just thuggish. They're saying there's nothing you're going to do about it. We'll determine it. The breaking story today I'm going to ask him about. We have this mayor. I don't know if he's being inundated or whatever. In more central North Jersey, saying radioactive material has been missing since December 2nd. Maybe a small quantity, but that seems to be when this started. All right, we'll ask Mike Testa, Senator Testa, next on Talk Radio 1210.
This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. You may know me from my book, Money Hacks. You may know me from my radio shows, and you may even know me from some of these commercials. But listen, I'm teaching stuff that people need to learn about money. In fact, my favorite topic is money. So go to investorschooling.com and you will learn things about money that you never even knew existed. We will teach you things about real estate, about the stock market, and about how to use your IRAs properly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Are you tired of hearing about the recession that's coming? Are you prepared for it? Well, listen, at investorschooling.com, we're going to teach you ways to prepare for the recession that you didn't even know existed. We're going to teach you strategies on how to use real estate. We're going to teach you strategies how to use the stock market properly. That's right, you can even make money in the stock market when the stock market goes down. Hey, go to investorschooling.com and register for a free class this Thursday night, and you will learn all of these techniques. Go to investorschooling.com right now, RSVP for this Thursday. We'll see you there.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process, ensuring you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Everyday heroes like firefighters, police officers, teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers. Doctors and hospitals across the region have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. So whether you're saving lives or just trying to live a healthier life, count on IBX, the region's #1 health insurer for 85 years. Learn more at IBX.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
On Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
It is Dom time. Welcome in. And throughout this, we brought you great people, particularly coming out of New Jersey throughout the whole drone nonsense, that are trying to move into position to actually do something about this. And one of them in the forefront is Senator Mike Testa from the Jersey Shore. I think it's more Cumberland County, but he's with us on Talk Radio 1210. Senator, welcome back.
Great to be back, Dom. So listen, I live in Cumberland County in the city of Vineland, but I represent all of Cape May County, which is obviously a very large shore community, most of the county of Cumberland, and 3 small towns in Atlantic County.
Aha, now I know. Okay, so we got that straight. So, Mike, as we've been talking throughout this, doesn't it come down to seeing Kirby yesterday tell us about hobbyists from the White House lawn or behind this? CNN today talking about they're changing police choppers. So these are the old choppers going away and they're testing out new ones. And there's just no leverage because of Murphy, principally, to do anything. How do you see it at this point?
I truly believe that the term that is commonly used is gaslighting, that the federal government is gaslighting the public. They're basically telling us you're not seeing what you believe that you are seeing. And you have numerous sightings throughout the state. You have our president-elect, President Donald J. Trump, saying he's hesitant or not coming back to New Jersey because drones have been seen flying over his golf course. I just can't believe that the federal government thinks that the American public is that stupid, that we're going to fall for their narrative, that we're all just too stupid to believe our own eyes. It's ridiculous to me that the federal government isn't answering any of the questions.
No, they're not. So we have the mayor of this town in Jersey today, Bellevue, goes on New York. We didn't know this was coming, New York Live or one of their New York shows. And he says December 2nd, this missing container, it was damaged and it's missing some radioactive material.
Yes, I've heard about that alleged missing radioactive material from Newfields, New Jersey, which is very close to the city of Vineland. That's actually Gloucester County, but it's a municipality that touches the city of Vineland. So obviously, I'm very concerned about that. There are a lot of theories out there, and Dom, this is what gets scary about this situation. It's, I'm a trial lawyer, so I look through the lens of a trial lawyer. If I don't give the jury a narrative, they will fill in the gaps.
Yes.
And that is exactly what is happening with the public at large. They are creating a narrative because our federal government and our state government refuses to give us the honest narrative as to what is happening. And worse, they're telling us, oh, this is a commercial airplane, or this is a personal airplane, oh, or these are new municipal helicopters. I think the general public is smart enough to know the difference between a helicopter and something that looks like a large SUV is a drone that's flying through the air. And by the way, again, I had a briefing at the New Jersey State Police with Colonel Callahan, And what did he say? He said it's a drone. He said that the state police had a helicopter directly above one of these very large drones. So did the state police tell us a false narrative? Or did the state police actually see something that was a very large drone? Now, certainly, Dom, I'm not foolish enough to believe that some of these are false sightings or even false reportings.
Right.
However, there's been enough of them that have been seen throughout the state of New Jersey that we know that there are numerous legitimate sightings, and the 9+ million New Jerseyans deserve to know the truth as to who they belong to, why are they here, what are they doing, and do they pose a threat? Rather than what we've been told is we don't know who owns these drones, we don't know where their origin of flight takes place, we don't know why they are here, we don't know where they are returning to, but trust us, you're 100% safe.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you make? This was bipartisan, I think, in your meeting, at least what I'm told and the people we had on. Democrats on this too. Yet Murphy then lectures on Monday with reporters, calm down, take a breath. He's the guy that is pivotal here. Why is Murphy not more aggressive? I don't mean just shooting them down. I mean seemingly pushing the envelope more here. You would think he would be getting the most heat as governor.
One would think that he would be getting the most heat. And this is where I will say, look, the New Jersey State Police is not the proper agency to even be leading this investigation. And this is no offense to them. This is our airspace. This should be the Coast Guard, our National Guard, and the Air Force, as far as I'm concerned, working in partnership with the FBI. At that meeting, we were told that the New Jersey State Police is working hand in hand with the FBI. It makes zero sense to me that we have officials from the federal government gaslighting the citizens of the state of New Jersey. We have a governor who didn't show up to either the meeting that was had with the legislature or the meeting that was had directly after with numerous mayors from throughout the state of New Jersey. And herein lies the biggest problem that I had with that meeting. When we were told there's no imminent threat, and then when multiple legislators asked how there was no threat, and I will take some credit, I was the first person to ask any questions of Colonel Callahan. What was I told? Oh, well, we haven't seen any payload on any of the drones that have been sighted. So I guess what we're supposed to wait for is when they have a payload and they're directly over our soil. That's ridiculous, and it puts 9+ million New Jerseyans in danger.
Without a doubt. So I guess parting area, can anything on the horizon? Because I'm in the camp, Mike, that says you guys are pressing, and women, we've had on people that are pressing this until Murphy feels the heat enough, determining he's going to take some other action. The federal government is capable of just running this through Christmas and probably running it through until Trump is president.
Certainly the federal government has been sitting on their hands. I think we do need to press Governor Murphy. I think everyone should be pressing Governor Murphy on this because they should be demanding answers. And isn't this exactly like what happened during COVID?
Yes.
When we were just told, you better listen to us. We are the authority. You don't deserve any answers. And we had briefings after briefings after briefings. And the governor admitted that the Bill of Rights was above his pay grade. And yet you couldn't exercise your First Amendment right to go to church, yet your liquor stores and dispensaries were open. Please make sense out of that. And the government told us, no, we know what's best for you, and we shut down the entire state. And here it is again. They're telling us you have nothing at all to worry about, and you're probably not seeing what you think you're seeing.
Yeah,
it's
amazing.
gaslighting at its worst.
It is. Well, please, Senator, keep us in the loop on this. And I know that you've been in the forefront on this. It is one of the most arrogant, troubling things that we've seen. But thank you. And again, stay in touch. If we don't speak, have a great Christmas.
Have a great Christmas. I can't wait to be on again. And trust me, I will continue to be the voice for my legislative district and for the people of New Jersey. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Senator, very much. I always like to have Mike Test on. By the way, a little update. Now out of Aurora, Colorado, and still no word that this is definitively the Venezuelan gang that Martha Raddatz said only a handful, that torture was involved with some of the people that were released over the last 24 hours or so by the police. Look, the mayor in Aurora, Colorado was complicit in this stuff in the sense that when Trump got on it, he immediately then tells the media, well, the police assure me everything is under control. Really? And there's just no personal anger in these people that our government is lying during this. The biggest lie by Kirby. They've checked on all 5,000 reports they have. That's just preposterous. There's no way. And the big lie with Martha Raddatz and others, only a handful. No personal. What do you mean Venezuelan gangs are taking over entire apartment complexes? Well, it was only a handful in America. And that we can't stop this and we have to gaslight and lie about it rather than just disposing of these people, deporting them, getting them out of the country, having them in jail. So here we go again. This morning, we have this situation where torture is involved, stabbings, 14 people detained, I'm not sure about arrested by the police at this point, in the very same complex. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210. When we were talking with, and we have Dom's Money Melody coming up, Senator Testa, I've been holding this to around time of Money Melody. This U.S. representative, the Congressman, Josh Gottheimer, who people that I respect in New Jersey politics think in the end he's going to be the Democrat nominee to be the next governor. He apparently, according to the Inquirer, they think he misrepresented his Spotify Wrapped. I don't know, Henry and Dan, if you guys do this, and if you do, tell me what the result is. In other words, it didn't come up the way he wanted. His excuse is, well, his kids might be using it too. I can't tell that the Inquirer agrees on this, but he says, for the record, whatever the Inquirer says, he's adamant that his Spotify Wrapped says the top 5 songs were Bruce Springsteen's hits, so to speak. Thunder Road, number 1. My first fun concert ever was at the Meadowlands to see the Boss. You see where this guy's going. Now, Republicans, if they can't play with this when they get into, and I don't have a sense. I need to hear from people in Jersey. Look, we're a station, almost as a group, almost up and down the line, anti-Springsteen. For obvious reasons, what we've seen go on. My biggest reason is not even just the politics of it. It's the phoniness of it. It's the phoniness of his own life, the stuff that he does, stuff that he's involved in, and the narrative, the core, the fodder of Springsteen, which is obviously what? These middle-class towns against the world, that kind of stuff. So does he play in Jersey where this has to be your answer? You know, I don't know what Spotify would say if he even does it with Jack Chitterelli, for example. Henry, do you know yours? You do?
In front of me, yeah. I'm more curious about when you're talking about this. He's saying his top 5 were all Springsteen songs, correct?
Yes.
Did he post like a screenshot of his Wrapped?
Well, yes. Here's the Inquirer.
All right.
A closer look revealed inconsistencies with the font, spacing, and resolution in Gottheimer's post compared to legit rap results. Gottheimer admitted the results were fudged. When asked by NJ.com columnist Jeremy Schneider, his reasoning, the congressman says he shares his Spotify account with his kids.
Yeah, so he's a complete phony.
Well, that's what seems to be going on here, and he's still trying to maintain the top 5 for Springsteen.
No, some Dua Lipa or Chappelle Roan got on there, and he was like, oh, I can't have that out there.
Probably, so, don't go forward with your Spotify. But is his instinct correct? If you're in Jersey, the best thing you should do is, even on something as crazy as this, you got to say it's the Boss. They're my top 5.
Yeah, but don't
Is
post it.
Is that still in Jersey? That's the thing. That's what I'm asking.
I guess, yeah. I mean,
okay.
I'm sure there's other like if you threw in some Bon Jovi, it wouldn't have killed him, right? Like
that's what I'm suggesting here,
yeah,
right?
It didn't have to go with all the Boss. Like, look at me, I'm a real team player here.
Yeah, exactly.
To the Boss.
Yeah, so what do you say, Henry? What's yours?
What's my top 5?
Yeah.
At least in terms of songs this year, it's a very odd list. Number 5 was Tuesday's Gone by Leonard Skinner.
Okay.
Number 4 was Right Now by Singer 71. Number 3 was Delta Dawn by Tanya Tucker.
What?
That's a curious choice.
I love
Why
that
do you
song.
love Tanya Tucker?
I love that song. I don't know.
Really?
Something about it really gets me going.
Whoa, hey now.
Right.
No, I mean like a good way, like in a hype way. I don't know why. What's that flower? Number 2 was Break
That's
Stuff
pretty
by
good.
Limp Bizkit.
Okay.
And number 1 was Graduate by Third Eye Blind.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no phonies on
you,
that one.
You can't be governor of New Jersey then.
No, and I wouldn't post it in fear of people would be like, "Why are you listening to Tanya Tucker that much?"
So
I have mine too.
Okay, we'll get yours in 1 second here. So I would love people. Tell me on Twitter, what do you think Jack Chettarelli's top 2 or 3 were, and what are Ed Derr? Maybe Ed Derr's listening. He'll call in. The Bramnick guy that we've had on. God knows what his might be.
Yeah.
God knows what they say. If they. All right, Dan, what are yours?
Yeah, so my my top 5 artists, Dom, are Red Hot Chili Peppers, Gorillaz, Nirvana, The Beatles, and George Harrison. Very odd. Wouldn't expect
And
this.
Harrison's number 1?
No, Harrison's number 5. Number 1
Okay.
is the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay. All right. That's pretty mainstream.
For songs, I Wish You Were Here, Orchid by Black Sabbath, We Just Disagree by Dave Mason, and Stay With Me by Faces. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't have any Spotify results to report. But I wonder, out of our listeners, what's the number 1 thing that we would get? I'd be interested in hearing from people at Dom Show 1210, or you can call in and tell us when you look at the end of the year.
Delta Dawn's one of your top 5s.
Okay.
No, everyone listens to Won't Get Fooled Again.
Ah,
they listen
very
to
good.
every
Yes.
hour on the hour.
Yes.
It's the Dom Giordano program.
There you go. But the Gottheimer guy, I think Republicans respect this guy as being able to preen as a moderate Democrat. But if the Inquirer outs him, now look, if he has kids and that distorts, but still, it was probably going to be Springsteen, some song in the top 5. No, he's got to have all Springsteen, and he gets caught with the font and the resolution changing it.
Yeah, and I feel like if it was really his kids, messing up his algorithm, you'd probably want some of that in there to appeal to a younger audience. Be like, oh, hey,
say, hey, this is my kids thing that's
I
in
like
there.
contemporary music. I'm hip. I'm with it.
That's exactly. But this guy is off the mark. I don't think Jersey is still that crazed over Springsteen, where 20 years ago, yes, it would have been politically, you have to do it. I think it's genuine with Christie, too. Christie's a fanatic. I think it's genuine with Springsteen. It's a flaw, but, in my view, but he is legit. He's not making it up. I mean, I've interviewed him enough times. He's not making it up. All right, so 855-839-1210. I don't know what the person would be. Is it, it couldn't be Kid Rock, right? To appeal to a MAGA audience, that you have to have the top 5 Kid Rock song. I can't imagine.
I feel like that's a little too stereotypical.
Yeah, I'm looking at the people around Trump or Village People. Might be easier to accomplish. Yeah, these people will do anything to falsify what the bio. But this is to a level. I agree with you. With the kids, wouldn't people say, hey, these are his kid selections. He has youngish kids. What's wrong with that? That's a good thing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. All right, 855-839-1210. But first, let's go to Dom's Money Melody. All right, so today, you'll win a $50 Metro Diner. I've been there several times. Great spot, gift card. Perfect for your next holiday gathering. Metro Diner is serving up their heat and serve holiday feast to go with roast turkey or baked ham paired with all the fixings that serve a party of 1, 4, or 8. Visit metrodiner.com to place your order today.
Dom, I am honoring you. I think I am with this one. Our side question is, who's recognizable Joe Joseph? And I'm actually doing someone who is married to a recognizable Joe. Just until recently, they got a divorce. But, Dom, I think this might be one of your crushes. I'm sorry, Ro, if you're listening. But we want to know who this is singing, a very recognizable voice. Don't want to give away too much. That was recently married to a Joe. Until recently, they got divorced.
Okay.
Singing a Christmas tune. Take a listen.
Frosty the snowman has a very happy face with a short bottom nose and a rather nose and 2 eyes made out of snow.
You know this is that? No, I have no idea. Married to a Joe. Okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty clue.
Know it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, hit us with that. 855-839-1210. $50 gift card off to the Metro Diner. We'll probably have that all this week. Great spot. Jump in with that.
One more time?
Side question. Let's hear it. Yes.
See, the snowman has a very happy face with a short bottom nose and a rather nose and 2 eyes made out of snow.
I vaguely, but I don't think that's a crush of
Lyrics are
mine.
so bad.
Yeah, I don't.
No?
No, I don't think. Yes, that's who I thought it was,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not a crush of mine.
Really?
I can't,
Really?
No, I can't stand her. No.
What? You
No.
can't stand her?
No.
Me and
No, I
Henry are
think
back
it's-
over here fawning over her.
It's way overdone. It's too much. I mean, I get the hotness, but not the what you have to put up with. I just don't see it. All right, 855-839-1210. I'm not falsifying it either, Spotify list or not. And let us know what's on the
She'd be on my top 5 next year.
All right. This guy.
Frosty the snowman has a very happy
I'd rather have Carmen
face
singing this.
with
Carmen
a
now can
short
do it.
bottom
Absolutely.
nose and a rather nose and 2 eyes made out of snow.
I love the 2 eyes made out of snow.
All right, 855-839-1210. You get on board.
There's nothing like Christmas in Cape May, except when the Zeoli Army celebrates Christmas in Cape May together, and that's exactly what we're going to do this Friday, December 20th, at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. We're going to be there from 3 to 7 p.m. Join the fun with family and friends. A great way to start Christmas week and a great excuse to take the day off. So let it be a Christmas miracle this Friday at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey, 3 to 7 p.m. for the Zeoli Show Christmas Spectacular.
This school year, get your child or grandchild the help they need to succeed. Special tutoring and custom instruction is available from METC, the Motivational Educational Tutoring Company. Now's the time to call Kathy Ganna and help your child have an outstanding year. Call the Motivational Educational Tutoring Company. For over 30 years, METC's tutoring studio, founded by educator Kathy Ganna, has helped people of all ages grow personally and academically. Call Kathy today at 215-493-4200. METC offers motivational SAT prep as well as academic skills and leadership training. Call 215-493-4200. Visit online at METC.com. Call METC's tutoring studio today at 215-493-4200 or email Kathy directly at info@METC.com. Remember, 1210 listeners receive a free 1-hour consultation. Take advantage of this opportunity to help your child get one-on-one help. Call 215-493-4200. That's 215-493-4200.
It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business, with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
I'm Bev. My husband Bill is living with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, a type of interstitial lung disease that can scar your lungs and make it hard to breathe. ILD can be hard to diagnose. If you're out of breath with a constant dry cough, ask a pulmonologist if it could be ILD. Bill and I have been married for over 60 years, and we're looking forward to more. If you or someone you love may have ILD, find support, hope, and help at lungsandyou.com.
Local news can come at you fast. Want the latest on what's happening in your backyard? Download the free Odyssey app. Follow your local news station, and you'll get alerts on the top stories making headlines in your city. You can stay in the know, no matter what you're up to, and be among the first to find out when news breaks. Plus, keep tabs on weather and traffic, so you're never caught off guard. To get started, download the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY, and follow your local news station.
Free speech lives here with Rich Zeoli weekday afternoons 3 till 7 on Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
Dom Money Melody.
Where has all the money gone? Show me the money.
All right, Dom's Money Melody for a great price, $50 gift card, Metro Diner. Let's hear the clue.
Frosty the snowman has a very happy face with a short bottom nose and a right nose and two eyes made out of snow.
All right, let's go to Jay in Abington. Jay, my fault. Wait a minute there. My fault, Tom. Let's go to Jay in Abington, Talk Radio 1210. All right, Jay, who's singing the song?
Sofia Vergara.
All right. Very nicely played. All right, Jay, I'll put you on hold. Enjoy the Metro Diner.
No
Don't
crush
think
on
it's too
Sofia
far.
Vergara?
No, not at all. Oh, God.
No? Really?
It's just too much. The whole act.
I think
over
it's
a period of
genuine,
time.
though. I mean, it's been her entire career. I think it's just the way, like, she is, you know?
All right. I'm not sure about
she has
that.
the broken English occasionally, but I think it adds to her appeal. That it kind of, makes her.
Henry's in that camp, too.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's her whole persona. Everything about her, it's just large. It's all in her face.
All right, well, we'll get you on that promo material. Okay. All right. 855-839-1210. You can get on board.
And Joe Manganiello was her husband, yeah.
We'll have another winner tomorrow, hopefully for a gift card, and away we go with that. So we heard from Mike Testa, and he mentioned Newfield, New Jersey, close by, and this radioactive stuff. We've been trying all morning, afternoon to get with the mayor that went on New York TV and brought up the radioactive part of this today, albeit most people think it's minimal. Putting that in context, container damage, missing. Again, I'm in a camp that thinks they're going to continue doing this. They just are a combination of arrogant. They're not masterminds, hiding some big national thing here. This could be solved by just coming forward with it. But Murphy is the key player once again. And how much in New Jersey can people take seeing this continue to play? Jersey's the epicenter for whatever reason of this, even though it's in other spots. I still don't think Josh Shapiro would go after this in the same way because he has presidential aspirations. Murphy is not, I think, anymore that delusional. And he's kind of running out the clock, doing the usual damage. But can you imagine if Mrs. Murphy, heaven forbid, had become Senator Murphy? What would she be pushing to do here? But the Andy Kim guy is out there telling us these seem to be real. I don't see him pushing, though. Murphy is the one that can take action, won't even send up the helicopters, you may remember, and we've talked about this, to try to determine where this is coming from. And is it related to a fear of this missing radioactive material? And this is an attempt to essentially sniff it out in some way, shape, or form. If they said that, that wouldn't cause panic. This is not causing panic as much as it's breeding even more distrust. So what do people like CNN do? Some on CNN. What they do is they tell you that Trump is the one causing problems and that they're in touch with the Biden administration, and they seem to know exactly what in the world is being caused by it. Here's Dana Bash. This is cut 17. I seized on this. Just another example of what Kirby's telling us. He said hobbyist. Listen to Dana Bash and listen to one of the new things she throws into the mix.
Thanks, Elaine. I just want to go back before I get to you, Daniel. I'm going to do a little Daniel Dale right now and say that while the president-elect was speaking and saying what you just played, alleging that the government knows, suggesting that there is something nefarious going on and that he knows that, I was texting with a senior administration official who said that they did an interagency briefing on this yesterday, and they were told that it is a mix of fixed-wing aircraft with pilots, commercial drones, law enforcement replacing old police choppers, and recreational. Nothing anomalous found. 1 million registered drones in the U.S., 8,000 in the sky every day. So that is what the administration is saying on the drones. There's so much more to talk about, but because he weighed in and leaned into and explicitly said that President Biden knows what's going on here, and that he suggested he wasn't even interested in going to Bedminster, his club in New Jersey, because that's where most of them were. It's important to say what the current administration, who has the active people looking at this, are saying.
Meaning you're putting your imprimatur on that. That's what you're saying. Again, now we're into the level. There's nothing to see here. Stop it already. They're incurious about this. Now, this is the same network, that whole Malaysian airline thing. Where did it go? Don Lemon, I can remember the dark holes, months it seemed like, day after day after day over that. But what we're clearly seeing, what clearly is something that the federal government is supposed to take charge of and protect us on, they basically know everything's okay with this. How would they know that? Because they tell us they don't know anything other than the ordinary things. That's where they've landed, saying old police choppers. Can you imagine throwing that in with the hobbyist stuff? I just can't get off that. If they're tired of saying the usual things, fixed wing airplanes and all that. No, there's not that many of them. There's not enough of that. This is ridiculous. Okay, coming up, Tom DeBello has been a real friend to the show, the Republican commissioner out there in Montgomery County. And Montgomery County joining the club. Now they want to raise taxes by 9%, but they've done a lot more this year, including their star, the lead commissioner. We'll talk with him and kind of honor him for his help this year and some of the stuff that he did. Take your calls, too. Hey, FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sports book, has all your favorite books, from who will win the game to how many points a player will score. Plus, check out newer bets like the number of dunks, assists, or three-pointers in the next 3 minutes. It doesn't matter if you tap into FanDuel before the game starts or after it's already tipped off. You can pick up a W whenever. Now's the perfect time to get in on the action, because right now, new customers, you can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/Dom, D-O-M, for your chance to score $150 in bonus bets. FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Overnight, we'll get down to around 34, maybe a few clouds here and there. Tomorrow, 56, and we're going to see some rain again in the afternoon. Thursday, high 47, mostly sunny. Friday, 42 and more rain possible. Saturday, high around 33, and Sunday, a high of 27.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-481-4455. 800-481-4455. That's 800-481-4455.
Attention Medicaid patients.
If you're on Medicaid, how would you like if your caretaker was your daughter, your son, your grandchild, or your close friend? If you're on Medicaid, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care, and that caregiver will get paid instantly after their shift. Yes, your caregiver will get paid instantly, and it's 100% free to you if you are on Medicaid. Call 267-692-3782 and ask Freedom Care how to get started with care today. No more worrying about getting care from an aide at an agency. Freedom Care helps you choose who you want to take care of you, and that person gets paid. Call Freedom Care at 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782 to get started today. You get a caregiver you know and trust, and they get paid instantly after their shift, and it's free to you. Start now by calling 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782, or go to freedomcare.com.
Power up the holiday and give a gift from the top of their wish list. Visit your local Steel dealer today or shop online at steelusa.com.
Weather sponsored by Spring Dance Hot Tubs.
Overnight, we'll get down to around 34, maybe a few clouds here and there. Tomorrow, 56, and we're going to see some rain again in the afternoon. Thursday, high 47, mostly sunny. Friday, 42 and more rain possible. Saturday, high around 33. And Sunday, a high of 27.
It's the 12 days of savings at Spring Dance Hot Tubs. December 12th to 24th. Get up to $5,000 off hot tubs, up to $2,500 off saunas, and 20% off water care for the first 20 customers that sign up for our new auto ship program. Visit springdancehottubs.com.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
All right, it is Dom time. And yes, we live in this area, so the local people make a huge difference in our lives. And somebody that did that this year, and again, he's against a rock star of the White House when it comes to going to prisons and getting people to vote, and that Mr. Softy truck that I think cost, what was it, about $140,000. Tom DeBello is the minority commissioner, meaning the Republican in the suburbs out in Montgomery County, and they, not as bad as Delaware County, they want to raise taxes by 9%. When do people in the suburbs rise up against this stuff? Let's go to Commissioner Tom DeBello. Tom, Merry Christmas. Thanks for a great year from you, particularly the prison, et cetera. And Tom, how long, what's the reaction to this 9% tax raise?
Well, you know, as you could expect, I mean, people aren't happy. I mean, everywhere I go, I'm asked and questioned about it, and it's just a continuation of taxes increasing all over the place. In Montgomery County, the last 4 years, cumulative has been a 34% tax increase. Now we're looking at another 9%. You know, that brings it up to 42%, 43% in the last several years. And, you know, and I mentioned this at the last meeting, our meeting last week. I said, you know, yes, it's a very complicated budget. We're experiencing a lot of rise in cost, inflation, and all that. You know, that all impacts the county as well. But I said we really need to. I recommended that our meetings next year need to be more business oriented. We need to really buckle down, focus on what reprioritize initiatives and really dial into this spending. I said I want to do departmental analysis. I mean, the whole 9 yards. I said we can't continue going in this direction. I said it's just not acceptable. The taxpayers are upset. I mean, there's rising taxes on counties, townships, school boards. You school districts, I said on average are raising taxes 4 to 5% a year. I mean, it's just coming in every direction, and people just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, well, here are the
And
policies of Biden and your fellow commissioners there. They raise inflation, and then they say we have to tax you more to cover inflation. Tom, do you see any signs post this election where Trump moved the needle a little bit in Montgomery County that we're seeing people get it? This is all that you're ever going to get out of Democrats.
Well, that's a great question. I've been at several events after or post Trump winning. People are excited. They really see that, we need to bring common sense leadership into all of these positions, both locally and at the county level. Because, I think what Trump's going to do is he's going to demonstrate what that common sense leadership looks like. It's going to get this country back on track. We have Dave McCormick down in Washington. He's going to be a big help in Pennsylvania as well. And I think it could be to turn the page for where our future could be if the energy and everything stays high, continues to stay high. We could absolutely start to make a turn here in Montgomery County. People see it. People get it. We just need to now turn it into action.
Well, without a doubt, Tom, I just wanted to congratulate you, though. A big year, not just the prison and the Mr. Softy truck, on so many things that go on there, at least exposing that to the public, since the media is kind of reluctant on it. What do people in the new year, is there an initiative we ought to know about, another, either it's raising taxes or it's just woke? What are we going to see in Montgomery County?
I think I'm not really sure. I mean, we got, there's multiple big projects that are underway. I mean, we have the new Justice Center. I mean, I talked about this when I was campaigning. The $275 million Justice Center and all that. I mean, there was just a lot of big projects that are underway. Again, my biggest initiative for 2025 is really, because of my background and experience and all that, my drive is to bring us more business-oriented meetings and really focus on not necessarily all of the touchy-feely or the human side of everything that we do, but we got to buckle down. We really, really need to buckle down, and I'm going to keep pushing for that, and I hope to be successful, because that will set Montgomery County on a very positive track in the future.
Well, Tom, thank you. Thanks for keeping us in the loop, and we'll do it again with you in 2025. Merry Christmas, and thanks again, Tom.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, Tom, and thanks for having me on.
All right, that guy has been there whenever we called on him. The prison thing, you may remember, the Mr. Softy truck, but just when are the suburbs going to retain some sanity? All right, let's go to Sharon in Lower Gwinnett on Talk Radio 1210 in Montgomery County. Hey, Sharon, good afternoon.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am a Republican. I live in Lower Gwinnett, and I was married to an Army officer, intelligence. And, I noticed there's lawyers calling in, engineers, all kinds of various backgrounds, but no military people. To me, these drones are military. This is a military exercise that they're doing, and I hope they don't tell us what it is. Some things should really be kept secret. As far as I'm concerned, we're way behind with drones, and this is an exercise.
Well, wait a minute, Sharon. I differ with you there. It's one thing to not tell us the innards of new technology or what they're working on. That's where judgment comes in. But we owe an explanation to know that the military, I mean, it's in broad day, the military is working on some things, and they don't have to tell us the innards of it. That's the secret part. But I do think you cannot do this on this. Not only that, how in the world would you be doing this for this long, Sharon, even if it is the military, in plain sight?
I don't have that answer. All I can say is what I believe, and I believe that this is a military operation.
Mm-hmm.
And we have many, many enemies out there, and as far as the drones go, they surpass us. So that's all that I can come up with. In all honesty, Dom.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Sharon. I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. Thanks very much. Look, it's not going to fly, though. It's not going to fly our level, even with the military. I think our level of credibility here and stuff like this is low even there. No, they have to say, all right, this is a military operation. And you mean to say this is going on for 6 or 7 weeks? How long might you have to be doing it? I remember Dan came up with an idea, they wouldn't want to say that, of figuring out a way to track drivers or something like that more. If they're doing that, it'll come out in the end. We'll see it in the end. And then people will be more revolted by the government. And again, people around Trump have to tell him the first 30 seconds he's in there, whatever orders to the military at any level, the FAA at every level. I would tell you at this point, if this continues, which I'm predicting it possibly could, to Trump's inauguration, I think he's got to do that first. He's got to end this. He's got to take the veil off this. He's got to make a statement, and he's got to tell them to stand down on this. You heard Sharon's point. Look, we don't want to know military secrets. Not a question of that. It's a question, though, of not terrorizing people with this. All right, 855-839-1210. You jump on board. More calls and also lightning round here. We'll get to winner today. I see a fierce contest going on with the two Joes, Joe of Exton and Joe of Columbus. Joe of Columbus taking the lead. We'll see if that goes back and forth. Hey, Christmas and New Year's are days away. You're as busy as ever. Need help? Party and meal planning? No worries. I always recommend Captain Chucky's. They have a lot to offer for your holiday table. Or if you're going to a gathering, you're bringing something. Remember how much you can stock up at Captain Chucky's. Always known for their fantastic crab cakes, wild-caught shrimp, the soups, might I say, the Dom rolls too. Now Captain Chucky's is teaming up with some well-known family-owned businesses to offer some other great products. Captain Chucky's and Marciano's Bakery of Philadelphia launched their newest invention, the Bang Bang Crab Cake and Cheese Specialty Bread. Available exclusively for now at most Captain Chucky's locations. They also have their Taste of Philly section in most stores. They carry these family-owned items that people love. Stock's Pound Cakes, Marciano Specialty Breads, pierogies from the Pierogi Kitchen of Roxborough, Chef Matt's Key Lime Pies, Derby's Philly Famous Clams Casino, and the Vera Pasta Company of Westchester. They produce Captain Chucky's own line of pasta, including their 3 different raviolis. That's lobster, banging crab, and that shrimp scampi ravioli in their own jarred blush sauce. Just check out their website for availability. And the Dom roll, you got to have that over the holidays. There's a location near you. Go to the website, welovecrabcakes.com. welovecrabcakes.com. Headed to the Jersey Shore, go to CaptainChucky's@theshore.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Santa, he's not checking his list. He's checking out the insane deals at the Bush Auto Group. Forget Black Friday, forget Christmas shopping. These deals are so big, they'll have your wallet saying, ho, ho, holy. We're talking huge dollar amounts off select Nissans. Infinity's so affordable, Santa's ditching the sleigh for adaptive cruise control. And our pre-owned deals, they're so outrageous you'll feel like you're stealing. But don't worry, it's all perfectly legal. You're still on the nice list. Visit us online at bushautogroup.com. And remember, Philly rides with us.
Deborah Heart and Lung Center and Cleveland Clinic Heart Vascular and Thoracic Institute have formed a powerful alliance. Legends in caregiving New Jersey families, the most sophisticated heart team in America. Innovators in research and patient care who've made life better for thousands of patients, raising the standard for the next generation of care. The alliance between Deborah Heart and Lung Center and Cleveland Clinic Heart Vascular and Thoracic Institute means the highest quality care close to home for you. DemandDeborah.org.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey girl, it's your new night guy, Jimmy Fallon in the house from 7 to 10 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and free on the Odyssey app.
The time has come for the final test.
We usually call it the lightning round.
That's right. We do the lightning round, is sponsored by Cherry Hill Volvo. Right now, lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month, using all applicable rebates. See the store for details. They always go the extra mile for their customers because relationships matter at Cherry Hill Volvo. All-time Joe, Josephine, you get it from the two Joes. We'll give you the update on what's happening in their battle before we get out of here. Terry in Cherry Hill. Who's your Joe, Terry?
Hi, it's Terry from Cherry Hill, but it's Broadway Joe, Joe Willie Namath, the best-looking legs in a pair of pantyhose.
Yeah, that was back in the day. Today, if you did, it'd be one thing. Back then, when he did it, was not, the fur coats on the sidelines, too, were just unbelievable. Chris in Malvern. Chris, who's yours?
I was in the Army barracks with a nut exactly like him. What are you, afraid of clowns? Crazy Joe Davola.
One of the great characters. And what did he yell to break up the pilot when they were doing it?
I can't remember. I remember you're under no obligation to shake my hand.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I encourage intruders to Elaine. Yes. He yelled what John Wilkes Booth did when he shot Lincoln. Yes, when he shot Lincoln jumping off the thing. That's a good one. Let's go to Greg in the Northeast. Greg, afternoon. What's yours?
Hey, Dom. My answer actually correlates to everything you've talked about today. The drone situation, Kirby, all these guys, the media. I'm going to go with the Joe of whom there are more of than any other in the world. I include myself one, and that is Joe Blow, the everyday man. And I would have to say, I honestly believe these experts wake up every day and say to themselves, what does Joe Blow over here know? We're the smart people in the room. Just shut up and listen to us.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And they're not. I mean, if they were, that would be bad enough. But they're certainly not. Look at them. My God.
I'll take Joe Blow any day over John Kirby.
Yeah. John Kirby, when I was watching that, Roe will tell you the profanity level, Greg, was beyond any level imaginable. I don't think he'd ever come on, but I just can't even. The scarf just got, even the scarf, Hobbyists. Yeah. They're hobbyists. Let's go to a hobby shop. Thank you, Greg. Very good. Robert of Ben Salem, Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Robert, welcome in.
Dom, Dan, it's good to talk to you guys today. 30 seconds, I promise, Dom.
Sure.
First, it was a fun ride, and I'm honored to have made it to the Final Four, but my fellow listeners have spoken, and congratulations to Scott. Second, an observation. I'm watching these people lie and gaslight us for the first 4 years, and it occurs to me that when they're out of politics, they would all make wonderful mushroom farmers because they love to keep us in the dark and feed us crap, okay?
Yeah.
My answer to the side question is JoJo Starbuck. Figure skater. She won the U.S. title 3 times and was a 2-time gold medalist at the Olympics. And you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Robert. There's something about the name JoJo, too. That's
yeah, not too many JoJos around.
No, it's a great name. JoJo Giordano. JoJo Borowski. Let's go to Bill in Palmyra, New Jersey. Hey, Bill, what do you have today?
Hi, Dom. Today, my answer is another Joseph from biblical fame that Andrew Lloyd Webber turned into a smash hit musical, Joseph and His Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
That's a good one. Fictional, but a good one. Oh, Drew in Upper Darby going with his sports knowledge. Hey, Drew, good afternoon. What's yours?
Hey, Dom, thanks a lot. Hey, Dom, real fast, when Tanya Tucker did Delta Dawn, she was only 14 years old.
Uh-oh, that's a problem. Yeah.
And then Helen Reddy came along and scooped it up and got all the fame for it. Well, anyway,
not my fame.
Dom, this
is, Henry, yeah.
That's cool. Hey, man. Nor Glenn Campbell's either, because he ran with Tanya. But anyway, my Joe, Dom, like this TV ad, the irony of it is amazing because there were still some racial tensions going on. The Vietnam War was just winding down, and it was was just a big mean. Even in his nickname, Mean Joe Green, in the Coca-Cola commercial, and he tossed the shirt to the little kid.
Top 5 commercials of all time. Henry, who are a couple contenders here?
Yeah, I mean, I like the answer of Chris and Malvern's with Crazy Joe Davola, tying the whole Seinfeld thing. I also like Terry and Cherry Hill's answer of Hollywood Joe Namath. I think that's a good one. And I think to wrap it up there, Drew and Upper Darby with the Mean Joe Green. I mean, iconic commercial. I mean, to this day, it's still talked about.
Let's go with Mean Joe Green today.
All right.
These are all good. There were at least 7 or 8 of them that, by the way, the Pentagon pressed on the mysterious drones from the caller in Lower Marion, Lower Gwinnett, saying nothing about it today. Ridiculous. All they have to say is military type of thing. And that's it. I can't imagine over 6 weeks doing this. It's pretty stupid to engage in that. We do have a right to know that. We do. All right, Rich Cioli's next to take you for 4 big hours. We are back tomorrow. Remember, vote right now in that big Joe contest. Joe of Exton and Joe of Columbus. Go to at Twitter,
Dom Show.
At Dom Show 1210, at Dom Show 1210. Rich is next. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With